Hello, Mid-Michigan, and welcome to high school football on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. And ooh, what a special matchup this is. 4-2 Clare, 4-2 Shepherd. Everything you look at with this game tells you it should be an even matchup, especially when you look at Jack Pine Conference play. Both teams have lost to Gladwin and Ogama Heights in similar fashion. Both teams have bested Midland Bullock Creek and Standish Sterling in opposite fashion. Clare kind of beat up on Bullock Creek pretty good. Shepherd probably thought Bullock Creek was a little bit closer than it should be. Flip that script for Standish Sterling when it comes to Shepherd and Clare. And so everything you look at on paper tells you that this is going to be a fantastic game, but thank goodness they don't play these games on paper. Shepherd Blue Jays down there warming up. Clare in the locker room right now. It is also homecoming for the Clare Pioneers as well. And you know, this is the Woods Household pregame show. Coming to you live from our Barberry Law Studios, built by Konwinski Construction, back in Clare this week for a special matchup, the type of matchup I dreamed of when I started the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. 4-2 Clare, 4-2 Shepherd. Whoever wins this game could very well wind up hosting the other team come Week 10. That's right. These two teams could wind up in the same district. They could both end up with a 6-3 record, and so whoever wins this head-to-head matchup could be an absolutely huge, huge deal. But you've heard from me a lot this football season. I was able to catch up with Coach Spranger, with Coach Angel, just on Wednesday to kind of get a little preview podcast action here, and so that's what we're going to flip it over to. When we come back, we're going to be very, very close to kickoff. It's the Shepherd Blue Jays. The Clare Pioneers getting ready for my conversation with Coach Angel and Coach Spranger as they're going to get a setup for kickoff between these two Jack Pine Conference rivals. As I said, everything you look at tells you this should be an even Stevens matchup. What a game it's going to be. Clare, Shepherd coming right up. Heading into my conversations right now, Coach Angel, Coach Spranger. This is the Woods Household pregame show on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
Jenna Gates.
And Kyle Gates here. We are the 5th generation with Gates Drilling and Service.
We've been serving our friends and neighbors in Michigan since 1893.
We have the latest and greatest well drilling technology, allowing us to put in wells where others can't.
Lake lots and tight spaces are no problem.
From our family to yours, thank you, and call at 989-772-7841 for all your well drilling and service needs.
Gates Drilling and Service, where Gates goes, water flows.
Bill's Custom Fab can handle any job you need, from large-scale steel building projects to fixing your favorite stainless serving pan. Bill's Custom Fab can weld and fabricate anything. Call today at 989-772-5817 or stop by on Gover Parkway in Mount Pleasant. Good luck to all of our local athletes from Bill's Custom Fab.
The Bird in downtown Mount Pleasant, open every day but Sunday for lunch and dinner. Delicious pizza, the world-famous Bird Burger, handcrafted, fresh-baked subs, many apps, and much more. There's something for everyone at The Bird in downtown Mount Pleasant, where friends gather like family. The Bird, supporting high school sports in mid-Michigan for nearly 100 years. We have all seen this sticker, maybe in Mount Pleasant, Beale City, Ithaca, or Traverse City. There is a reason you see that sticker everywhere. That's because Dick Sova Auto Sales has been selling sharp used cars and trucks for 3 generations. Stop in to see the Sova family in downtown Shepherd for your next low-mileage, immaculate car and see why they're known for over 40 years of fantastic customer service. Or you can view their inventory now at DickSovaAutoSales.com. Dick Sova Auto Sales, selling sharp used cars and trucks and supporting sharp student-athletes. Powell Frame and Collision knows we all spend a lot of time looking out the windshield. So if yours gets cracked, dented, damaged, or destroyed, Powell Frame and Collision, along with their expert collision service, now offers expert auto glass replacement. Working with insurance, they can replace all makes and all models, including new advanced driver assistance system windshields. Mention you saw this ad and you can get $100 off of your windshield replacement. Powell Frame and Collision, downtown Shepherd. For over 4 decades, ENS Graphics has delivered confidence, trust, and peace of mind by providing their customers with expert service and using state-of-the-art technology. We all know in sports, what's on the inside counts the most. But when it comes to your business, school, organization, what's on the outside does matter. If your business needs anything printed, ENS Graphics can do it. If you want your club, team, organization to look good, ENS can help with that. They take your vision and make it their mission. ENS Graphics, a proud supporter of the Mid-Michigan community and their local athletes. Visit ENS Graphics at their location down in Ithaca or visit their website at esgraphics.com. ENS Graphics, printing all things physical. Chris Bachman hanging out with Coach Angel in the locker room. I guess Coach's room off the locker room. Coach, first got to ask about last week versus Gladwin. First want to talk about the environment. It was homecoming. I heard it was just absolutely insane here.
Yeah, it was great. It was great to look back. I took a moment to look back at the crowd, and it was probably the largest crowd I had seen at Shepherd in my 3 years. So that was pretty cool. Great atmosphere for the kids. Felt like a big game. It was a big game. So it just had everything that you wanted in a high school football game.
25-14 ended up being the final. You guys went up 14-12 in that four. How many big plays were there in the fourth quarter? Let me start there because it seemed like there was a bunch. The game I was doing with Clare and Standish was pretty much all but not. So I just kind of had it up on the NFHS network on the phone.
Yeah, I mean, we had our fair share of big plays there in the fourth quarter, kind of to kickstart. I think we had the long pass to Noah Clevenger, and then they hit some big ones too. But I mean, I think we were scoreless. We were both scoreless in the third. The majority of scoring didn't happen until the fourth quarter, which was testament to both defenses. And teams got to find a way to win at the end of the game. They did, and I told our guys we played 54 snaps in defense. We played really well on 50 of them. So just in big games like that, it comes down to those 2, 3, or 4 explosive
big plays and turnovers.
100%.
Always 100%. Comes down to that. 4-2 now on the year. Again, best start since 2009 still. When I say that, how does that make you feel? Best start for how long these kids have been alive, essentially.
Yeah, I feel great for the kids and for the community, but it's something that we don't really think about. We're just so focused on the next opponent and the next game, so it's not something we really get to dwell on. Maybe we will when the season's over, but it just feels good, and I know the community's all fired up, and that's obviously a great thing, great testament to our players.
Yep. Now, talking with some of the kids I was subbing for weight training class, homecoming is always a bit more of a distraction for coaches. Again, it's awesome for the kids, but as a football coach, I feel like all of you guys secretly are like, oh, man, it's homecoming week kind of a thing. Did you have any special game plans or anything like that last week going into that?
No, we went in with just normal pregame operation, normal operation throughout the week. But, yeah, that's definitely it's always something to consider. Football games are the largest community gatherings at any one point, so there's always going to be something, whether it's a Hall of Fame night or a Veterans night. So there's always things that we deal with that's great for the community, obviously, and all those things, great for the school. But yeah, I mean, we're kind of used to having those things pop up. So
Now this week, ooh, baby, for this guy, about as ultra local as they can get with 4-2 Clare, 4-2 Shepherd, and everything I look at kind of tells me it's going to be an even matchup. The Standish game, you guys blew them out. They probably thought Standish was a little bit closer than they wanted it to be. Flip-flop that for Bullitt Creek. That kind of blew them out. You guys probably thought, maybe a little bit closer than it should be, and your guys' only 2 losses on the year. Both of you guys hung around quarter and a half with Ogama Heights, and then both of you guys, it was really tight. It was really close with Gladwin all the way through 4 quarters. So like everything I look at, it's like, oh man, this is looking pretty awesome, pretty even. Your kind of initial thoughts on the game?
Well, we don't ever want to look at the transitive property as something to evaluate an opponent on. However they did against other opponents and how good we did against other opponents is kind of irrelevant when you go into a game like this. We're going to get their best shot. They're going to get our best shot. So we're preparing for the best version of Clare. They're very athletic. They run a good scheme. They're well coached. So we know we got our work cut out for us. But we've been grinding away, and we feel like we've got a team to match them and have a good high school football game.
Yeah. What have you seen from them on film? 1 or 2 things have stuck out.
Speed. Team speed's really, pretty good. Quarterback's dynamic. They got playmakers in a lot of positions. So just general athleticism there. They've got, they have a scheme that's unique, not necessarily like in terms of how many teams run it, but how many things they can do off of it. They're going
to go that 4 wide every time.
Yeah,
and I feel like if you got the 2 cornerbacks, the 2 safeties, they're going to say, all right. Well,
there's a lot of things. It's kind of built on, what are we getting from the defense to do next and just sort of set things up. Yeah, they do a lot of stuff out of their looks and all that. So I think that's, pretty unique. And like I said, they got playmakers all over. So it's just going to be a matter of, us trying to contain them, corral them, and, put some points on the board and, control the clock, control the time of possession, win the turnover battle, hopefully. And,
All right, well, I was going to ask you for one key on offense, one key on defense. I'm going to take it a little bit further. Who's one guy you want to key in with their offense defensively, you think?
So for our defense, I mean, we want to affect the quarterback. Just that's going to be number one. Any offense is really only going to be able to go as far as their quarterback can take them. So, that'll be objective number one for us. He's a tremendous athlete, so just keeping him contained and corralled is going to be important. Offensively, we really just want to be able to control the clock, sustain drives. I think that's another big one. Win the turnover battle. We want to protect the football and try to, take it away. And then obviously special teams. We don't want to have any errors in special teams and try to flip the field as much as we can and stuff like that. So just playing smart, tough football the way we know how. And,
Lastly, just how awesome, scale of 1 to 10, how awesome is this Friday going to be, man?
It should be a 10. I mean, there's nothing really, keeping us from or keeping anything from making this a great atmosphere. Their homecoming. Both teams doing really well this year, so it should be a great matchup. And like I said, should be a tremendous night for Friday Night Football. It's kind of a town very similar to us, takes a lot of pride in their football, so they're going to show out, we're going to show out, and it should be a pretty rocking atmosphere.
All right, Coach Angel, thanks so much for taking some time to chat with me. I appreciate it.
Chris. Thank you.
Value is not just a price. When you buy something for your home, it's an investment. Knowing that you're getting a great deal and service after the sale is priceless. At Woods Household, we only carry quality products for your home at competitive prices. Furniture that is attractive and durable. Comfortable mattresses that last for years. Flooring that stands up to wear and tear. These are all products that last by trusted name brands like FlexSteel, Serta, Whirlpool, and many more. So shop the Woods way.
Mumford Oil and Gas Supply is your one-stop shop for top quality products and procurement in the Michigan oil and gas industry. With over 45 years of experience and a strong commitment to customer satisfaction, Mumford Oil and Gas Supply delivers the best solutions for your oil and gas production, drilling, and service needs. If you need it, Mumford Oil and Gas Supply can get it. Visit them on Fancher Day or give them a call at 989-317-8582. Malley Construction in Mount Pleasant are experts in residential and commercial construction. From poured walls, flat work, pipe work, and road work, Malley Construction does it all. And they are Michigan Department of Transportation pre-qualified. Malley Construction is family-owned and a proud supporter of local high school sports. Bryce Updegraff with Pradium Realty, Robin Stressman and Associates thanks the coaches and officials who put in the time to help student athletes achieve their dreams and goals. For all of your real estate needs, the Bryce is right with Bryce Updegraff. With Pradium Realty, Robin Stressman and Associates, 989-620-6595. The Diner, where homemade favorites come to life every day for breakfast and lunch. From fluffy pancakes to savory sandwiches, The Diner has your cravings covered. Discover the perfect blend of comfort food and camaraderie at The Diner. Join them every Friday night till 7 for their famous fish fry. The Diner on North Mission, Mount Pleasant. Chris Bachman, Coach Springer, hanging out in the turf room as we get prepared for some Shepherd Clare football, a little pregame podcast, I'll call this. And, Coach, first of all, I was here last week versus Standish. Wasn't there for Gladwin, so maybe we'll get a little bit more in-depth here. But how was that win versus Standish? And got to also talk about the Baller getting like the 61-yard fake punt and run. That was just one of the strangest plays that I will ever see. But first of all, talk about just your overall thoughts of the win.
Yeah, I thought early in the game we were just kind of going through the motions a little bit, which is a little bit disappointing. But we challenged them at halftime to come out and just really just have fun and start playing with emotion and enjoying each other because we're already in week 7 and it's going to be over soon, and this will be the only a handful of times at most that we'll get to be playing together once or as a group like this. So enjoy your moment and enjoy each other and go out and play for one another, and they did that, and they came out like gangbusters in the third quarter. So hopefully we can springboard off of that.
Did you kind of see some kids like heads lift up when you're like, you guys, like there's only 3 more games after this kind of a thing?
Yeah, I mean it's hard. They're 16, 17-year-old boys, and they're not able to really grasp the big picture on things just yet. So like, yeah, you mention it to them and they're like, yeah, but I mean, right now their weeks probably feel so long, and when in reality they're so short, and it's going to be over just like that. But here we are, and now it's homecoming, so that brings a whole nother set of circumstances and excitement. So we're ready to go.
Yeah. Dana Alexander, was it 3? I believe it was 3 touchdown runs in the third quarter. If I got that right, I might have said it was 4, but it might as well have been 4 or 5 or 6 because he kind of became untouchable in that third quarter. It takes a special eye to make plays like that. And I could almost kind of say, you told me last year of like he's a quarterback by trade. I remember, and you're excited to see what he could bring to the table. But seeing him on the basketball court shake and bake a little bit, I knew he had it in him. But that spin move that he had and just some of the moves he was putting on guys, and then not going down as well with contact when guys didn't wrap him up. What was it like watching that from the sideline as a coach?
It was absolutely electric, and for what people don't really know from what that third quarter is, we kind of just gave him full control. I mean, he was making all the checks at the line. He was making all the play calls. Like, we were just pointing to him, like, whatever he saw, go after. So he kind of just ran with it and checked on made some outstanding checks. And I said on the headset to the coaches, like, we might as well grab some popcorn and just watch because he's doing all the work out there, and this is kind of enjoyable. So yeah, he's a lot of fun. His vocal leadership has completely taken off as the season's gone on, and it's something that we desperately needed, and he's grasped that, and he's accepted that challenge, and he's running with it, and it's really exciting to see.
I feel like the fake pitch on the option doesn't get used enough. Is that something that you guys have talked about? Has he done that before this year? Because he said, like I said, if you look back at it, I feel like 2 or 3 guys that take that step, and then he cuts it back, and there's not really anybody left there.
Yeah, it's Ronnie Bass from Remember the Titans, the fake pitch, and away he goes, and no, that's all instinctual. I mean, we tell him, attack the pitch, attack it, and if you see something, go. It's right there, and he saw it, and he took off, and once he gets in the open field, I mean, his acceleration and his burst is like no other, and he's hard to bring down, and there's no other word for him than exciting to watch.
Yeah, defensively, who really stood out for you?
I thought our up front did extremely well. Cooper Wisen doesn't get a whole lot of play, or doesn't get a whole lot of...
called his name quite a bit.
Yeah, whole lot of publicity, but he controls his gap, he owns his gap, and he played extremely well. And then I thought our defensive ends, Cage Greenfield and Dylan Cruzcamp, they made a lot of big plays. Brendan Burton, obviously, he's got some big hits here and there, and then Mason Hines was all over the field. And another guy that I want to call out is Parker Smith. So he's a guy that last year he didn't get...
It was a sweet pick he had.
It was a really, and he got a fumble recovery. So we've been harping, we got to create turnovers, got to create turnovers. And this is a kid that lost most of his junior season with a broken bone in his hand, and for him to come out and start really showing what he's capable of, that's awesome to see. And it was awesome to see that he was able to do that in a lot of big moments.
Yeah, he had 2 touchdowns too, but the one got called back, and then Dane kind of ran it right in after that. Yeah. And it's funny on those plays. I don't know if you went back and listened. Like I didn't see the flag for a good 10 seconds after I'm celebrating the touchdown or whatever. So I almost thought about leaving that in there and putting the little thing on the bottom. I'm like, sorry, but this one got called back, but I decided to leave it in there. Homecoming this week versus Shepherd. Big game, big moment, big for all the seniors. Homecoming. It's always such a big deal for you as an alumni. Here at Clare, it's a big deal. And I make the joke with Coach McIntyre, Coach Gross. Some of these guys talk about, you're like, man, I love it for the kids, but in all reality, as a peer football coach just coming to the football, it's just another thing to add to it. Do you kind of feel that way this week?
Definitely. I mean, we're creatures of habit, and we want everything to remain the same, and there are no outside circumstances because they're kids, and their attention span's not that great, and anything that's pulling from them from keeping the task at hand at the forefront of their mind is difficult. But you got to take a step back and enjoy it. This is small town football at its finest, and homecoming is, I liken it to a holiday. It's there's nothing better than the parade and the community coming out and the community coming to the game and stuff like that. And it's super exciting. We talk about it as a group, like, you only get 4 of these. College homecoming, sure, you have them, but they're not the same. I didn't even know when they were when I was in college. But high school, it's an event, it's a moment. Embrace it, bring it all in. I want them to go out and do all the events and everything like that, but just recognize that we still have a job to do, and it's a little bit different when you drop one on homecoming night in front of all those fans.
Yeah, I make the joke that we're talking on a Wednesday. Did you bring the kids up for the family fun night last night up at Woods or whatever?
Oh yeah, my kids were all over town. We had practice, but my kids were all over town enjoying their root beer floats.
About, yeah, it was. Now kind of dive a little bit more. Ooh baby is all I got to say when I think of 4-2 Shepherd, 4-2 Clare, kind of matchup I dreamed of. And again, when you look on things, quote unquote, on paper, they never go that way. But you guys have only lost to Gladwin and Ogama Heights. The Standish game with you guys, probably wish it was a little bit stretched out more. The same thing with them and Bullet Creek, and it flip-flopped. They blew out Standish. You guys blew out Bullet Creek, putting 60 on the board against them. What are you thinking? What have you seen from them on film? Yada yada yada.
They're a tremendously improved football team, which we knew they were going to be. Last year when we played them, they were all sophomores, and now they're coming up and they have that varsity experience. And like we've talked about in the past, you can't really prepare yourself for for varsity football until you're actually doing it. So they have that, and they're playing like they're a group of seniors, and in reality they're a group of juniors. So, and that's evident on film. They play hard, they play physical. I mean, they're super aggressive on the defensive side, got a lot of good strength on the inside. So it's certainly going to be a battle, and one that we have to prepare for and make sure that we're executing well. So it's exciting, and we talk about it all the time, but small town football at its finest. And yeah, they're new to our league, but in a lot of aspects, this is kind of like an old rivalry, Clare and Shepherd.
This will be the 42nd time they've played. Yeah, you go back to, particularly when you and I were growing up, they played every single year. A lot of times it was the very first game of the year, and Michigan-football.com is such a cool website for anybody that wants to go look. As far as that goes back, I mean, they played in 1950. You know, so this rivalry dates back as far as that website goes, and I'm sure they've played, you know, well before then too, as well as just separating each other with, was it 24 miles on US 127. And ask Coach Angel this, you know, same exact questions. Give me one key for offense, one key for defense in this game.
Key for offense, we got to move the line of scrimmage, which is going to be a challenge. I mean, they're extremely physical up front, but we have got to make sure that we're doing what we need to do up front and allow our athletes to get moving a little bit, because we're fast, but it takes us, we got to get moving a little bit, and to do that we have to get to the line of scrimmage moving. And defensively we got to create turnovers. And that's the name of the game. Controlling the line of scrimmage and creating turnovers, and that's football in a nutshell.
Yeah, one guy for them offensively that you feel like you should key on, and obviously for him, he talked about how dynamic, you know, Dane was at quarterback.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not exactly big on the names, but number 55. I mean, he's a bruiser up front, and we're gonna have our hands full because we don't have a lot of big bodies. So we're gonna have to be moving around up front and stemming and hitting gaps, and then make sure that we're hitting where we need to do and executing. But that's the guy that definitely stands out on both sides of the ball. But I mean, as a coach, you always watch the film from up front and then break out from there, and I mean, you can't take your eyes off that kid.
I'm gonna make you give him a plug here, because when I was doing an interview with him and Bryce Smith and Sam King earlier, one of the things he mentioned about his future is he'd like to play college football if he was given the opportunity. So if there's any college coaches out there listening to this, you see that potential out there with him, don't you?
Oh, 100%. And I'm big on getting guys recognition or exposure. We do a showcase here for college athletes, or potential college athletes here at Clare in the summer, and we bring 20-some schools here, and college coaches are all there. But I'm the whole time I'm walking around like, hey, this kid may not be here, but you got to go check out Shepherd and go see number 55 and talk to him and that type of thing, because it's sad that for whatever reason those exposure type things or the college exposure doesn't really happen unless you're Lansing South, Grand Rapids South, and we got a lot of good football players up here. So that's one of my big passions, is making sure that guys get the recognition that they deserve, and I'm gonna be on top of the mountain for guys in our conference that play extremely hard on making sure that they're getting the looks that they deserve.
All right, Coach Springer, thanks so much for taking some time to chat with me, man. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Weaveridge Financial knows it can be incredibly overwhelming to navigate the world of financial planning. With trusted guidance and easy-to-understand advice, you can feel comfortable in your financial future with Weaveridge Financial. Weaveridge Financial assists people in all stages of life with a specialization in retirement and investment planning. Experience the power of working with an advisor dedicated to your success. Visit WeaveridgeFinancial.com. Visit them in downtown Mount Pleasant. Call or text 989-953-7888. Weaveridge Financial, member SIPC. All Seasons Fireworks is a big fan of all the athletes, coaches, officials, and volunteers who make high school sports happen. To make your next event bigger and brighter, stop by All Seasons Fireworks on M20 in Mount Pleasant. Graduations, birthdays, weddings, or a big win become more memorable underneath a night sky lit up by the magic of fireworks. All Seasons Fireworks on M20 in Mount Pleasant. When your team or business needs to look good, don't get hanging. Call or stop by Hanging by a Thread in Wademan, the official embroiders for the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Hanging by a Thread, a proud supporter of local schools.
GNS Mechanical in Wademan offers service and installation on everything for your home and business. From a simple filter replacement to furnace, central air service, and install, geothermal, and walk-in coolers and freezers. If you have a need, GNS Mechanical has a solution. Learn more at gnsmechanical.com or call 989-644-2106.
Imagine a home that reflects your style. With WW Construction, that dream will become a reality. As a trusted Mid-Michigan builder, WW Construction specializes in builds and remodels that turn ordinary spaces into extraordinary ones. Join the growing family of homeowners who trust WW Construction for quality and craftsmanship. Call WW Construction today at 989-621-2722 to make your dreams a reality.
Let's head back to the action on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
Welcome back to our Barberry Law Studios and our Woods Household pregame show here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. I already do have a score along to pass along from Brad Malley Well Drilling, Malley Construction, and our friends at Clark Modular Homes. 20-6 at the half. The Irish are beating Detroit Centerline Prep Academy. You might be going, wait, huh? What? Yeah, they had an early start. They even had some field changes down there. Last I knew, the game was going to start at 4, now starting at 5. Sacred Art having to switch some fields. I guess same for the kids down at Detroit Centerline Prep. But it looks like the Irish are going to move to 4-3 on the season. They're up 20-6 at the half. We'll also have updates coming in as well from Beale City Everett, Mount Pleasant taking on Traverse City West, Ithaca taking on Saginaw Novell. We'll have updates from all of those games as we bring you the action here. The Clare Pioneers and the Shepherd Blue Jays. Bit of an injury report to pass along. Couple key guys missing on each side. Quarterback Mason Eisenberger out for Shepherd. That is going to be a huge deal, but it might be an even bigger deal. Conan Weeks is out for Clare. Conan Weeks plays on both sides of the ball, does a fantastic job. Quarterback, slot wide receiver. But, man, when you miss that quarterback, it's such a big deal. My main man, Brett Heibel, is here. Buck Knight 2 is here as well. And I can remember him saying, quarterback, it's just tough running that show out there for those 14 and 15-year-olds. And so a big opportunity for the sophomore, Braden Flegel. But Flegel has played with a lot of these juniors growing up most of the time. Charlie Robinson, Brady Robinson, Noah Clevenger, Jacoby Polson, Eisenberger, Burns, and Deering. They've kind of all grown, Van Alstyne in there as well. They're kind of all growing up playing baseball and all that stuff together. So Flegel's used to playing up, I shall say. He's been great at quarterback this year for the JV team, or I think he's been on the JV team. Maybe just got called up, but I know he's a very talented kid. And so, Claire, if you're thinking, well, their quarterback's out, we should be in good shape here. As the old Lee Corso says, not so fast, my friend, because Mr. Braden Flegel could be outstanding here tonight for the Shepherd Blue Jays. We're going to kind of find that one out together. It is going to be a whole lot of fun. As you can see, the Clare band out there getting ready for that national anthem. We'll send it out to another break here to hear from our friends at Woods Household Appliance and the crew as Bob Toko heads on the headset here at Brookwood Park. 4-2 Shepherd, 4-2 Clare. Much love also going out. Brad Malley Well Drilling, Woods Household Appliance, Weefrich Financial, Clark Modular Homes, The Bird, All-American Grill, Bill's Custom Fab, Gates Drilling and Service, and Barberry Law. Time for the national anthem. We'll be back. Shepherd, Clare, right after this.
Value is not just a price. When you buy something for your home, it's an investment. Knowing that you're getting a great deal and service after the sale is priceless. At Woods Household, we only carry quality products for your home at competitive prices. Furniture that is attractive and durable. Comfortable mattresses that last for years. Flooring that stands up to wear and tear. These are all products that last by trusted name brands like FlexSteel, Serta, Whirlpool, and many more. So shop the Woods way.
Mumford Oil and Gas Supply is your one-stop shop for top quality products and procurement in the Michigan oil and gas industry. With over 45 years of experience and a strong commitment to customer satisfaction, Mumford Oil and Gas Supply delivers the best solutions for your oil and gas production, drilling, and service needs. If you need it, Mumford Oil and Gas Supply can get it. Visit them on Fancher today or give them a call at 989-317-8582. Malley Construction in Mount Pleasant are experts in residential and commercial construction. From poured walls, flat work, pipe work, and road work, Malley Construction does it all. And they are Michigan Department of Transportation pre-qualified. Malley Construction is family-owned and a proud supporter of local high school sports. Bryce Updegraff with Gradium Realty, Robin Stressman and Associates thanks the coaches and officials who put in the time to help student athletes achieve their dreams and goals. For all of your real estate needs, the Bryce is right with Bryce Updegraff. With Gradium Realty, Robin Stressman and Associates, 989-06595. The Diner, where homemade favorites come to life every day for breakfast and lunch. From fluffy pancakes to savory sandwiches, The Diner has your cravings covered. Discover the perfect blend of comfort food and camaraderie at the Diner. Join them every Friday night till 7 for their famous fish fry. The Diner on North Mission, Mount Pleasant.
Let's head back to the action on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
Welcome back to Brookwood Park in Clare in our Barberry Law Studios here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network, built by Konwinski Construction and your Woods Household pregame show. Clare ready to run out right now on a little bit more special meaning for all the kids from Clare, as it is homecoming for the Clare Pioneers taking on the Shepherd Blue Jays. This game was not close last year, running clock in the second half. But pretty much all of Shepherd's team is back. They only had 3 seniors last year. Got a whole lot of kids back from Shepherd, a whole bunch of playmakers back from Clare. This should be a special one. Under center for the Clare Pioneers will be Mr. Dane Alexander. As I mentioned moments ago, under center for the Shepherd Blue Jays will be the sophomore Braden Flegel. But don't get yourself fooled. This kid is an athlete. He will be ready to go for this one. Shepherd will be kicking the ball off to Clare. Starting things off defensively for the Blue Jays. Across the defensive line, you've got Chris Gall, Braddock Payne, Nick Terwilliger, Jace Deering. Then in the defensive backfield, linebackers and cornerbacks, got Ty Hardapete, Noah Clevenger, Ty Burns, Easton Van Alstyne, Bryce Smith, Sam King, Wes Cluley, your linebackers there as well. We are all set to go. Frank Irvin ready to kick this one off for the Blue Jays. And we are set for rivalry football here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. The Pioneers, the Blue Jays, and I'll say it again, both these teams look like they are headed for the Division V MHSAA playoffs. Whoever wins here tonight could wind up hosting the other come Week 10. Lot on the line in this game. You want to say the Jack Pine Conference on the line, but Ogama Heights appearing to run away with that one again this year in their outstanding team. Here comes the opening kick. The Blue Jays, the Pioneers. We are underway. Jacob Halicek back deep to receive this one, but it's going to go to Dane Alexander at the 20. He fumbles it a bit. It goes out of bounds. Clevenger down there to make some contact, but Clare will have decent field position starting off. I mentioned the Blue Jay defense, the Clare offense across the offensive line. Cage Greenfield, William Tate, Peyton Duncan, Nick Sabish, and Hunter Smith. You'll also hear the names Brennan Burton and Gunnar West in there across the line. Conan Weeks, Jacob Halicek, Talon Hurd, Mr. Hoogerhide will also be playing some wide receiver. Donovan Hoogerhide will be in for Conan Weeks. You'll also have Parker Smith lined up wide as well. Running backs, Mason Hines, Blaine Bigelow. You might see Hoogerhide carrying it a little bit as well. In the backfield, ready on the gun. 4 wide receivers, 2 split to each side for Dane Alexander. Hoogerhide's the man in motion. It goes up the middle to Mason Hines. He's going to do a good job pushing the pile forward a bit there on first down. We are underway. The Pioneers and the Blue Jays, as I said, already a score update coming in at the half. Sacred Heart leads Detroit Centerline Prep 20-0. 2nd down and 6 here. Clare working in a hurry at their own 28-yard line. Handoff for Hines. He's got to cut this one back. He's going to be hammered by Chris Gall out there. It's going to be a short gain. Nice play from Chris Gall in his defensive end position to bring down the ball carrier. It's going to bring up 3rd down and 3. Clare looking to the sideline for the play. Quickly back to the line of scrimmage here on 3rd and 3. See if they go to Hines again up the middle. Jace Deering switching from defensive end to defensive tackle. Cluley also trying to stow things up in the middle. They will run it again. We've got a flag coming in. Cluley's going to bring down the ball carrier in the backfield. Van Alstyne was also back there to force Mason Hines to cut it back to the near side. We do have a flag coming in. If it's against Clare, if you're Shepherd, you could possibly decline it, and they would face a 4th down. Or this could back them up to a 3rd and 13. Where the flag came in was in the vicinity of where you usually see a holding call. And it will be declined, I believe. And didn't see the exact signal there. It will be 4th down. They do decline the penalty. Again, not a whole lot of a signal there, but we're headed to 4th down. Dane Alexander is going to come out in the gun. Again, he can drop back and punt it. Clevenger kind of about 20 yards back. Now they're going to move in things a little bit here. Now Clevenger drops back further. It will be a punt from Clare. It's a low snap, pressure on the punt. It's going to be blocked. Picking it up is Chris Gall. Trying to bring him down, and bringing him down at the 3-yard line is Jacob Halicek, but it was a block punt. Alexander took a really hard hit. He wasn't even able to get the football off. We did have a flag coming in, But the way, if you're lining up like that, if you're Alexander, Shepherd's going to bring the pressure. The Blue Jays get the block punt, and they are in business here early. What a monster play. Chris Gall picked it up. I believe it was Sam King that got back there to block it. The Blue Jays have got it. First and goal. It remains 0-0. Shepherd starting with the football here. 10:52 left in the first quarter. They have got it at the Clare 4-yard line. Van Alstyne looking to pour it off to the far side. Touchdown, Blue Jays. Just like that. Clare goes 3 and out. It's a blocked punt giving Shepherd fantastic field position. Then Van Alstyne on the first play takes it into the end zone for the touchdown. If you're the Shepherd Blue Jays, this is the start you absolutely dreamed of right here. You get the block punt. You also get a big hit on the punter/quarterback, Dane Alexander, as well. Chris Gall with a nice return down to the 4-yard line. Then on the first play, you go off to right tackle, running behind your big offensive lineman on that far side, Chris Gall and Jared Myers, and you get the TD on the first play. Now Irvin out there for the extra point. He just kicked it off moments ago. The extra point is up and good. We are 1 minute 11 seconds into this game. Shepherd leads at 7-0, and they did not receive the opening kickoff. What a start here. We're not going to send it anywhere. Shouts out to J&J Auto. The collision report definitely happening on that block punt. It was low. Dane Alexander tried to pick it up. Maybe should have ran with it like we saw Joel Baller do last week after he couldn't quite handle the snap for Standish. He ended up running it back 60-some yards. But Alexander tried to get the punt off. It was a very, very clean hit in the backfield. It was either Sam King or Jace Deering who got back there to absolutely blast the would-be punter, Dane Alexander. Then you have Gall return it down to the 4-yard line after the big man picks up the block punt. Then on the very first play, it's Easton Van Alstyne into the end zone for a touchdown. So we have already got Clare's second possession coming up here. There's still 10:49 left to go in quarter number 1. What a start we have had here. Seemed like just moments ago I was saying big Frank Irvin out there for the kickoff. Big shout out to Brian Weefrich Financial, sponsor of the Zade Bachelder Baller of the game. Again, if that was, I think it was Sam King or Deering that got back there to block it. We'll see if I can get a report from the coaches at halftime to make sure I give the credit, because that could end up being one of the biggest plays of the game. This kick is actually going to go out of bounds. Shepherd trying to pooch it down towards the 30, maybe to see if they could have somebody run down there and scoop it up real quick. They will not be able to do so. 10:49 left to go. Quarter number 1. The Blue Jays already on top, 7-0 via the block punt, and starting at the Clare 4-yard line. And it looks like they're going to take the penalty. They're going to make Shepherd kick this one again. You've got Halicek lined up at the 10-yard line. In front of him, I think that's Hooker Hyde and Dane Alexander lined up about the 25-yard line. When you got athletes like those guys back there, you want to give them as much of a shot as you can. It's actually going to be Mr. Brody Allen, the up man with Dane Alexander, both at the 25. You've got Halicek now back at the 5-yard line, looking to see if he can maybe get a running start here to try and get this one. A little bit of a mist, a little bit of a rain starting to come down right now off into the lights. Doesn't look like big old raindrops, but there is some moisture now on the field, on the football, that will make things tougher for everybody. This one's going to be a squib kick picked up by Alexander at the 25-yard line. He's got to bring it here to the near side. He gets away from 2 initial tacklers, makes a nice move to get away from a couple other guys, goes out of bounds at the 40. Very slippery running right there from Dane Alexander. Here we go. See the Clare offense take back over. They went 3 and out and had the block punt moments ago. Tried 3 runs. Shepherd was kind of able to stuff things a little bit. Got 4 yards on the first play, 3 or so yards on the second play. And pardon me there for hearing from my main man, Joe Barberry. That will be our next commercial break coming up here. As you know, we're coming to you from the Barberry Law Studios. 4 wide for Alexander to the near side in the slot. It's Jacob Halicek. He's going to go in motion. Hand it off now. They're going to run the option play. Alexander pitches it very late to Halicek. He tries to get the outside. He's going to be brought down. Great defense on the play from the Shepherd Blue Jays, stretching that one all the way across the field. That looked like it was Mr. Alex Evans, the sophomore, in on the play there. So we saw Alex Evans up during the Standish game. Made some big plays for him. Seemed to make even more plays with Midland Bullock Creek, and now making his presence felt here. One of the defensive backs / safeties out there for the Blue Jays. Shotgun look once again for Alexander at 2nd and 10. He wants to throw, looking for the post pattern to Halicek. It goes through the wickets at the 40-yard line, and that's one where the old rain could have caused that drop because, again, it is going to be slippery out there. It's now 3rd down and 10 for Clare. If you're just joining us, yes, it's already 7-0 with 10:03 left to go. And Clare did get the ball to start the game. They went 3 and out. A block punt from Shepherd. It was either Deering or King, I believe, that got back there. Chris Gall returned it to the Clare 4-yard line. Shepherd's only ran one offensive play and had it for 3 seconds. It was an Easton Van Alstyne touchdown. Here comes the 4-wide look once again for Clare. Man running here to the near side in motion is going to be Hoogerhide. They're going to look for Hoogerhide out here in the flat. They're ready to bring him down as Hardepy. He gets away from Hardepy out to the 50-yard line, really close to first down yardage. If you're Clare, if they don't give it, no, they're going to say it's 4th down right at the 50. They need exactly a half a yard here. Big Braddock Payne coming back into the game for Shepherd to try and clog up the middle of the field. And this is that one situation where if you're Clare, maybe coming out of the shotgun hurts you all the time. They have such a prolific offense, but now I like what they've done here. You've got 2 running backs in the backfield. Very, very heavy here to the near side with Hunter Smith lined up at tight end. They're going to run it that way with Hoogerhide. I don't know if they got it. Braddock Payne is there. Bryce Smith is there. Alex Evans is there. It's going to be very, very close. It could be a turnover on downs for Shepherd. We're waiting for the signal. It's going to be Shepherd football. It's a turnover on downs, and Shepherd has it back with great field position once again. They continue to lead at 7-0. Bryce Smith, Braddock Payne, Alex Evans all in the pile, and Shepherd has now taken control. They have all the momentum. They have forced 2 big stops against Clare. Last time they started at the Clare 4-yard line, now starting at midfield after the 4th down stop. Big time play in the middle there from Payne, Smith, and Evans. Handoff goes to the deep back, trying to find some room is Van Alstyne. He's going to pick up maybe a yard or 2. This is where if you're Coach Spranger, it's homecoming. It's early, but you're trying to fire up your team right now. 2nd down and 8. 9 minutes remaining here in the first quarter. Blue Jays already lead at 7-0 behind a blocked punt and a short touchdown run from Easton Van Alstyne. Sophomore quarterback Braden Flegel playing for the injured junior quarterback Mason Eisenberger. He's got to play. What a great start for him. You think about him, his first varsity start. He gets the quick 7-0 lead as he comes out essentially for his first possession, as was just a 1-play, 4-yard touchdown run for Van Alstyne. Another handoff to Van Alstyne. He's blasted right away. Getting into the backfield defensively, Gunnar West along with Brennan Burton. It's going to bring up 3rd down and long for the Blue Jays. Big time play there from Clare. Both linebackers getting into the backfield, Burton and West for the tackle for loss. It's going to bring up 3rd down and 9. And here's a tough situation with Flegel. You got the sophomore quarterback. Do you go to the air here or do you keep it on the ground? Some substitutions coming into the game. Clevenger coming in, Bryce Smith coming in. And so we got some substitutions coming in for Clare as well. There's only 7 seconds on the play clock. Shepherd's got to get to the line in a hurry. I don't think they're going to be able to get the play off here. They do snap it at the last second, but we've got a timeout coming from Shepherd. Probably a good timeout here from Coach Angel and the crew, as Flegel would have got that snap off, but it would have been very, very close, and he definitely would have been rushing things a little bit. More love going out to our friends, Blockcoat Pools and Spas, Konwinski Construction, Weber Brothers Sawmill, Mumford Oil and Gas Supply, E&S Graphics, Mount Pleasant Automotive, Bryce Updegraff and Joe Wentworth, Pradium Realty, Robin Stressman and Associates, along with Mount Pleasant Public Schools. They're hiring bus drivers, also need subs and parapros. Go to mtpleasantschools with an S.net to get started. And you know, we're always talking about the high and tight turnover battle. Well, it's already ringing big, ringing true here. 2 turnover, well, a blocked punt and then a turnover on downs there. So Shepherd in control right now, but they now face a 3rd and 9. Again, score update brought to you by Brad Malley Well Drilling, Malley Construction, and Clark Modular Homes. 20-6, Sacred Heart Academy up at the half. 3rd down and 9 play for Flegel and the crew here. The sophomore quarterback will go under center. 2 wide receivers to the far side. In the slot, it's Clevenger. Lined up wide, it's Bryce Smith. On Bryce Smith on the far side is Talon Hurd. It will be a throw for Flegel. He's going to throw it short to Charlie Robinson. Robinson's got to make a couple guys miss. He's not going to do so. Hoogerhide is going to stand him up near the line of scrimmage. It's going to bring up 4th down and long. Definite punting situation here for Shepherd. But as I say that, you are right across midfield. And so if you do want the fake punt range, you are in it right here if you're Shepherd. And again, just not a heavy rain coming down, but just a mist coming down that you probably can't really see watching the game, but up towards the lights, you can definitely see the moisture on the field. Ty Hardapee back deep to punt this one away for Shepherd. Takes a couple steps. It's not going to be a good punt. It's going to go straight up in the air and out of bounds. It's actually going to be behind the original line of scrimmage, and that's one where Ty Hardapee, those are some slippery footballs out there, and so not a good punt. It's going to set up Clare right near midfield. We remain 7-0, Shepherd in the lead. We are 5 minutes into this game. This will be Clare's 3rd possession already. They have had a blocked punt. They have gone 4 and out. They now start, though, in Shepherd territory at the Shepherd 46-yard line. Alexander is in the gun. Halicek goes in motion from the near side to the far side. Handed off to Heinz up the middle. He's going to be brought down. Alex Evans, the sophomore, I continue to call his name. Wes Cluley also in on the play for the Shepherd Blue Jays as well. That'll bring up 2nd down and 9. Nick Terwilliger coming out of the game. Easton Van Alstyne replacing him. You need a replacement part for your vehicle. It's like Coach Angel need a replacement part there. Talk to Zach and the crew at Mount Pleasant Automotive. All the replacement parts for your vehicle. Fake screen. Now they go to Brody Allen over the middle. He's going to go to the house. What a play call from Coach Springer. They faked the little bubble screen. Then they throw the slant to Brody Allen. It was one-on-one coverage. Allen caught it, got away from the only defender who could catch him, and took it to the house. Touchdown, Pioneers on the 46-yard touchdown from Alexander to Brody Allen. Big-time answer there from the Pioneers as they get on the board. They have a chance to tie it here at 7 apiece. Coming out for the extra point is Mr. Braden Humphrey. We did see Shepherd block an extra point against Midland Bullock Creek late to keep them up 35-34 to ultimately win that game. A little bit of pressure here on the kick, but it is up and good. We are tied at 7. The Jays, the Pioneers, 4-2, 4-2. What a ball game we've got here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Back with more right after this.
Hi, I'm attorney Joe Barbary. Just like doctors specialize in areas of medicine, at Barbary Law, we specialize in getting you the best possible results. If you've been injured by someone else's negligence, you owe it to yourself and your family to call our legal team. At Barbary Law, we focus on one thing, and that's getting you the compensation you deserve. Every case we take personally.
My attorney is Joe Barbary. He can be yours too.
Mumford Oil and Gas Supply is your one-stop shop for top quality products and procurement in the Michigan oil and gas industry. With over 45 years of experience and a strong commitment to customer satisfaction, Mumford Oil and Gas Supply delivers the best solutions for your oil and gas production, drilling, and service needs. If you need it, Mumford Oil and Gas Supply can get it. Visit them on Fancher Day or give them a call at 989-317-8588.
Let's head back to the action on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
Welcome back to it here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Ty Burns and Noah Clevenger back deep to receive the kick. It's Clevenger taking it. He's going to run through a couple tacklers out to the 27-yard line, and that is where Shepherd will start for their 3rd possession here of the first quarter. First drive they had, they started at the Clare 4-yard line off of a block punt. It was a one-play touchdown. Next time they had it, they started at their own 50. It was a bad punt setting up Clare with really good field position. They took advantage just moments ago with a 46-yard touchdown toss from Dane Alexander to Brody Allen. We're tied at 7. Shepherd's got it with 6:21 left in the first quarter. They've got it at their own 39-yard line. Hand it off up the middle. Nice job fighting forward by Van Alstyne, but it's not going to be for much. We've got a very late flag coming in. This could possibly be a face mask here going against Clare. It does look like that's what I saw from the official on the far side of the field. Both high school football, you've got the 5-yard variety, and you've got the personal foul 15-yard variety. It will just be, I believe, the 5-yard, as I didn't see the personal foul call out there. So Shepherd gets some free yardage here on this one. See exactly where they're going to spot it. Waiting for them to mark off the yardage here. Big shout to more of our sponsors: Martinez Lawn Care, Bogwai Bang Gun Bradley, Powell Frame and Collision, Dick Silva Auto Sales, Brickner and Bunker, pardon me to them, the Insurance Group, Farm Bureau Insurance, Block Electric, The Diner, WW Construction, All Seasons Fireworks, Pier Plumbing, Hanging by a Thread, and GNS Mechanical. And a big shout to Bill's Custom Fab. Bill's Custom Fab fabrication of the game. We saw the block punt, that long touchdown to Brody Allen, both in the running. They're hiring right now if you want to work at a great place, family-owned business. Bill's Custom Fab. Check them out online. You can check out a link through my Facebook page as well. Hand off to Van Alstyne all the way, looking for some room off the far side. It looked like he was initially going to have a hole, but Clare closed things up really, really quick. So we'll call that the second play of the drive, as the result of the first play was a first down on the face mask. That's going to bring up 2nd down and 8. 5:55 remaining in quarter number 1. The Blue Jays 7, the Pioneers 7 here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Flegel's got the play. He's going to line up in the shotgun this time. Lined up to his left, moving from his right is Ty Burns. They got 3 wide receivers split to the far side. It's going to be a run all the way for Ty Burns. He's not going to have much there. It's going to bring up 3rd down, 5, maybe call it 6. (7-7) the score. 3rd down and 6. Pioneers with the football. Center Judge coming up. It's going to be an I formation look with Jace Deering at fullback. He has been fantastic at fullback, defensive end all year for the Jays. Handoff goes to Van Alstyne, or pardon me, it's Burns. He fights through a couple tackles. He's got the first down down the sideline. We've got a late flag coming in. Burns is going to be pushed out of bounds near the 20-yard line, but it looks like this one is going to be coming back, as I don't see the Shepherd offense running forward. But a big run there from Burns. After he got to the outside, it didn't look like he was going to get first down yardage. He ran through a tackle to make it happen. But it will be a holding that will negate the first down, and so Shepherd's going to have to do it again. Instead of 1st down and 10 all the way near the red zone, it's going to be 3rd down and long. 4:51 left to go here in quarter number 1. Big-time run there from Burns. The hold did occur way downfield, and so it'll still be 3rd and 6. That's very good news if you're Shepherd. Could be 4-down territory here if you pick up 3 or 4 on this 3rd down. Flegel comes back in with the play. A lot of time as the play clock just started after they marked off the penalty yards. Anderson Sickles lined up at tight end to the far side. They like running behind a big senior tight end that way. At fullback is Deering. Deep back remains Burns. He gets the handoff. Tries to plug ahead. He's going to get 2 or 3 there. Again, that's what I was talking about. You get those 2 or 3, you might go for it here on this 4th down situation. We'll see where the spot is. It's going to be 4th down and 3. Big decision here for Coach Angel, Coach Robinson, and the crew. 4th down and 3 at the Clare 46-yard line. What do you do in this situation? I formation look. They're lined up tight. All tight ends out there. Flegel goes under center. Clare adjusts at the defensive line. They jump a bit, but not across the line of scrimmage. It's a run all the way. We've got a flag coming in, I believe. And it will be a stuff. Our second 4th down stuff we've seen. 1 for Clare, now one for Shepherd, now 1 for Clare. 2 4th down stops in this first quarter. This has got the makings of one heck of a football game right here. It's a turnover on downs for Shepherd near midfield. Score remains 7-7. Clare will have it with 3:53 left to go here in quarter number 1. At their own 45-yard line, we will call it here. Alexander's line up in that familiar gun with 4 wide, 2 split out to each side. It's Mason Heinz in the backfield. Alexander wants to throw. Over the middle it goes. It's caught by Halicek for first down yardage. Tries to fight away from Evans. Gets a couple extra yards. First down for the Pioneers. So you now look at the last 2 plays for Clare, attacking downfield. You get the long completion for the touchdown to Brody Allen. Now you get the connection to Jacob Halicek. Maybe spread things out a bit for the running game here for Clare. As I say that, it goes to Heinz up the middle. He's going to pick up 5 on first down. And you start to feel the momentum in the green and white for the first time tonight. And Clare out there in the all-green jerseys, the white pants. Shepherd out there in the all-white. Got the C on the helmet for Clare, S on the helmet for Shepherd. These 2 Jack Pine Ravels battling it out, tied at 7 apiece here in quarter number 2. Clare on the move after getting the turnover on down. 2nd down and 8. Handoff to Mason Heinz once again. Nowhere for him to go. Jace Deering did a really good job from his defensive end position, kind of standing up the offensive lineman on the other side of him, and Heinz kind of bumped into him. Heinz did a really good job turning that into a short gain. It's now 3rd down and 5. Clare in a very similar spot to what Shepherd was moments ago with this 3rd down and kind of medium range here to keep it on the ground to maybe go for 4th down or attack it here. They will attack. They're going downfield. Alexander looks over the middle. It's caught by Halicek. Once you know it squirts away. Alex Evans stays with it all the way to break it up. It's going to bring up 4th down and 5 at the Blue Jay 45 here. Very similar situation, as I said, to Shepherd moments ago. Great job by Alex Evans staying with that all the way. It is slippery out there. And so your Evans, you know if you can separate, you can get your hands or get the hand in between the ball and the hands of the wide receiver, you're going to be able to knock it out more times than not tonight. 4th down and 5. Alexander's in the gun. They send a man in motion. It's Hoogerhide here to the near side. Alexander wants to throw. He's under pressure. It's going to be incomplete through the hands of Alex Evans, but it doesn't really matter as it's a turnover on downs on the 5th play of the drive. We remain tied at 7 as this game is kind of turning into a defensive battle here. Shepherd will have it with 2:35 left to go here in quarter number 1. I tell you what, I'm usually good with 1 sheet of paper per half for my drive sheet. We are running out here in quarter number 1. This is Shepherd's 4th possession of the first quarter. We're tied at 7 apiece with 2:35 left in quarter number 1. Going under center will be Mr. Flegel. Single back, got a whole bunch of tight ends out there. Jace Deering's going to move back towards what would be a more traditional fullback spot here. Handoff up the middle. Van Alstyne spins around 1 tackle. He's going to have solid gain there on first down. We're going to call it 8 or 9. We'll see where the spot exactly is. The official's actually going to call for a timeout. It will be first down yardage on that carry for Van Alstyne. And coming into this game all week long, people asking me what I think of this matchup. My thoughts were Shepherd might be able to run it a little bit. Clare might be able to throw it a little bit. We've seen Clare throw it a little bit now. Shepherd still looking to get that running game going. Clare doing a good job really putting a whole bunch of guys in the box. And you do again have the backup quarterback in there. Mason Eisenberger not out there tonight for Shepherd. That's a big, big miss. Van Alstyne's going to pour it up the middle for 3 or 4. And if you're Clare, Coach Springer, Coach Haggart, and the crew on the defense, you feel like you can probably move up another yard or 2 towards the line of scrimmage with your safeties out there since quarterback Mason Eisenberger is missing here tonight. Bryce Smith, Noah Clevenger checking into the game, replacing Charlie Robinson and Anderson Sickles. Again, those substitutions, those replacement parts, brought to you by our friends at Mount Pleasant Automotive. We've got all the replacement parts for your vehicle. 2nd down and 6, 2 wide receivers split out to the far side. It's Clevenger in the slot. Split out wide is Bryce Smith. It's Deering and Van Alstyne in the backfield. Handoff goes to Deering. He's going to pick up 2 or 3 there. Shepherd really likes to go with that fullback dive. There's been several times this year where we've seen Deering be able to rip off 9-10 yards from it. It's going to bring up 3rd down and 3 here for the Jays. We've got 1 minute remaining in quarter number 1. We are tied at 7 apiece. Sickles and Robinson coming back into the game. Bit of a heavier set out there now for the Jays. Here to the near side, you've got Sam King at tight end along with Deering. Line up in the backfield is Van Alstyne. Deering shifts again. They're going to hand it off to Van Alstyne. He tries to pour it ahead for first down yardage. It's going to be really, really close. He will fall ahead for the first down for Shepherd. Hard running there from Easton Van Alstyne to move the chains for the Jays as we go under 30 seconds remaining. Some score updates to go along, brought to you by our friends Malley Construction, Brad Malley Well Drilling, and Clark Module Homes. Beal City up 15-0, not even halfway through the first. 3 offensive plays have led to 2 Beal City touchdowns. Saginaw Novell ahead of Ithaca 9-7 with 1:54 left. Late in the third quarter, Sacred Heart Academy up 20-12 against Detroit Center Line Prep. And that will run out the clock on quarter number 1. When we come back to Jays Lab at 1st and 10 in Clare territory, we're tied at 7 apiece. The Blue Jays, the Pioneers on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
Weefridge Financial knows it can be incredibly overwhelming to navigate the world of financial planning. With trusted guidance and easy-to-understand advice, you can feel comfortable in your financial future with Weefridge Financial. Weefridge Financial assists people in all stages of life with a specialization in retirement and investment planning. Experience the power of working with an advisor dedicated to your success. Visit weefridgefinancial.com. Visit them in downtown Mount Pleasant. Call or text 989-953-7888. Weefridge Financial, member SIPC. The Bird in downtown Mount Pleasant, open every day but Sunday for lunch and dinner. Delicious pizza, the world-famous Bird Burger, handcrafted, fresh-baked subs, many apps, and much more. There's something for everyone at The Bird in downtown Mount Pleasant, where friends gather like family. The Bird, supporting high school sports in mid-Michigan for nearly 100 years.
Let's head back to the action on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
Welcome back to it here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. 7-7 to score as we start quarter number 2. And an odd score, Mount Pleasant leads Traverse City Central 6-2 at the end of the first quarter there. It's 7-7 here. Shepherd's got it 1st down and 10. We've got play number 5 of the drive coming up. They picked up a couple first downs. Goes to Van Alstyne. He's going to be brought down right away. Nowhere for Van Alstyne to go. Excellent play out there defensively. It was Cage Greenfield from his defensive end position making a big-time play out there for the Pioneers. It's going to bring up 2nd down and 11 now for the Jays after the short loss on the play. What a play from Cage Greenfield out there. When he gets a hold of you, you are not going to go anywhere if you are the running back or quarterback. 2nd down and 11. Flegel's going to be in the gun. Split out wide to the far side is Bryce Smith. Late getting over there is Halicek. They wait to snap the football. It's going to be on the ground. Van Alstyne dives on it. Woo, very, very dangerous situation there if you are Shepherd. And again, that ball is slippery out there, but you had Bryce Smith with nobody on him on the far side of the field. If they would have snapped it a bit earlier, if you're Flegel, you just might have thrown it out there to him. But you do have that speed of Halicek, could have gotten over there. But it's now 3rd and 15 for the Jays after back-to-back plays have backed them up. Big play from Greenfield on 1st down, and then a mistake on the handoff on 2nd down has it 3rd and 15 for the Jays. Flegel, sophomore quarterback's got 3 wide receivers here to the near side. It's a run all the way for Van Alstyne. He's going to be brought down after a pickup of 3 or 4. Nice tackle from Mason Heinz. That's going to bring up 4th down and long for Shepherd, and Shepherd not really showing a whole lot of confidence trying to go downfield on that play on that 3rd down and long. Ty Hardepe's out there for the punt. Did not have a good punt his first time out. But again, I'm going to blame the rain because it is really starting to come down out there. Back deep to receive the punt is Dane Alexander. Not going to be easy to field punts out here in this one. Hardepe gets it, gets a solid kick away this time. Not a lot of distance as it gets caught in the rain, but he'll take a good Blue Jay bounce. Alexander feels it on the run, trots out of bounds. 7-7 remains the score. The Jays, the Pioneers, I said it all week. When you look at this game on paper, everything is so even between these two teams. It looks like we've got an even Stevens game so far. We've got 9:59 left to go in quarter number 2. We're tied at 7 as Clare takes over their own 23-yard line. I'm going to call it with 9:59, as I said, left to go in quarter number 2. Man in motion is Halicek. He'll get the handoff, trying to get that outside edge. Evans is giving chase. Now Burns giving chase. Halicek shows that track speed right there. Holy cow. Evans and Ty Burns are both really good athletes. They're both really, really fast for Shepherd. But Halicek just had the full motion going on that jet sweep and was able to get around that corner. What a run there from Jacob Halicek. He remains lined up on the slot on the far side. Fake handoff to Hoogerhide. Alexander looking to pour it up the middle. He's going to be hit hard out there, but doesn't go down. Little J&J Auto collision report, but Alexander is showing why he is such an elite athlete as he stays on his feet. That's going to bring up second down now for Clare. But again, Alexander pulls that pile forward an extra 2 or 3 yards. It's second down and 5. Clock moving, 9:20 left to go in quarter number 2. The rain continues to monsoon down. Not big drops, but again, just a mist kind of falling on this field, making things very difficult out there. Hand off to Heinz up the middle. He's met by Chris Gall on the play. Again, if Chris Gall gets a hold of you, like I was talking about Cage Greenfield earlier, you're not going to go anywhere. 3rd and 3 here for Clare near midfield. I imagine we'll see them keep it on the ground. If they get it to a 4th and 1, they probably feel good about going for it here. Alexander back to the line quickly. Shepherd adjusts defensively. Man in motion is Halicek. He'll get the handoff once again. Smith gives chase. He gets away from Smith in the backfield. Now he's got to turn it up. He's got big yardage across the 40, across the 30, dances across the 20, cuts it back to the 15. Brought down by Alex Evans. What a run from Jacob Halicek. His second jet sweep on the drive. Both of them go for big-time yardage, and the Pioneers have now got it deep in Blue Jay territory as the clock moves. 8:27 left to go, or it will move as soon as they set the chains. It's going to be first down and goal for the Pioneers right from the 10-yard line. They are on the football in a hurry. Alexander looking to the sideline for the play. He's got Mason Heinz lined up to his right in the shotgun. Man in motion is Hoogerhide. Now he stops. They fake it one way. Bit of a broken play here. Alexander's got to try and do it himself, and he will! Touchdown on the far side of the field. That is the elite athleticism of Dane Alexander right there, making a play out of absolutely nothing. On that drive, you have 2 big Halicek runs, and then the TD on the broken play from Dane Alexander has got Clare up 13-7. The TD on the broken play. That is something I'm going to remember right there. They wanted to get the line in a hurry. Looked like things were not all that copacetic offensively, but Alexander is able to make it happen. Humphrey now out there for the extra point. Clare goes up 13-7. The kick is up. It is good. 14-7. Clare now in front. What a first half this has been. We've got 8:08 left to go in quarter number 2. Clare takes their first lead of the game. Kind of reset things for you here. So thanks some more of our sponsors. GNS Mechanical, Hanging by a Thread, Pier Plumbing, All Seasons Fireworks, WW Construction, The Diner, Block Electric, Brickner and Bunker Farm Bureau Insurance Group, Dick Silva Auto Sales, Powell Frame and Collision, Bogwa Bang on Bradley, along with Martinez Lawn Care and Dance Again, Dress Consignment Shop in Wademan, the Isabella Community Sportsplex, Mount Pleasant Heating and AC, Smith & Sons, the Beale City Village Store, Sydney's Judge's Bench, where I know the game is on, Dog Central, Barry Funeral Home, Boomer's Lawn Care, Doozy's Ice Cream Place, almost up north in Stitches for Britches, Schaefer's Bait and Sporting Goods, Gross Farms, Brad Gross Electric, along with the Fisher Companies and Kenneth Egger. DDS. Humphrey now out there for the kickoff as well. 14-7, Clare with the lead. Kickoff is going to be fielded at the 15-yard line. It's going to bounce off the chest of Clevenger. He loses it again for a moment. It's going to be close. Who jumped on the scrum of the pile? The officials are coming in. I am waiting for the signal. They're waving for the clock to stop, and it's going to be Pioneer football. So a fumble on the kickoff is going to give it right back to the Pioneers. And so Clare will now have back-to-back possessions here because of that fumble. 8:02 left to go in quarter number 2. Clare has it at what would be the Shepherd 24-25 yard line. We did have some extracurricular activity out there. It'll be an unsportsmanlike penalty going against Shepherd. And so that's going to move it even deeper into Blue Jay territory for the Clare Pioneers. What a big moment in this game. We talked about that high and tight turnover battle. Shout out to Coach Krazier and the crew. Such an important deal. So it'll be 1st and 10 at the Shepherd 12-yard line for Clare. A chance for them to really take control here in the second quarter. They lead at 14-7. Split wide here to the near side. It's Halicek. One-on-one coverage with Ty Burns. It's a fumble on the snap for Alexander. He's going to be swallowed up right away in the backfield. Did a nice job picking that one up. Gall's going to bring him down. Clare wants a late flag coming in, but Alexander kept fighting out there, and so there won't be a flag. But I tell you what, though, if you're Coach Springer, you get your quarterback picked up like that, you do need to get fired up out there and make sure the referees know, like, hey, I saw that this time. Make sure that does not happen again. Clock moving, 2nd down and 12. Clare leads Shepherd 14-7. Shepherd scored off of a blocked punt in their first play of the game. Since then, momentum has been in the green and white for Clare. It's going to be a run all the way for Alexander to the near side. He's going to be wrapped up. No, spins away from Alex Evans, and he's going to be brought down by Sam King, Jace Deering, and a host of Shepherd Blue Jays. Nice job of Shepherd gang tackling there. Alexander is slippery. Alex Evans got his hands on him in the backfield but couldn't bring him down, but his teammates did a good job helping come in, clean things up after that. It's 3rd down and 9 for Clare. Braden Humphrey does have the range to kick it from here if you're Clare. It would put you up by 10. However, with the weather, I do not think we're going to see any kicks other than the extra point. Parker Smith, Jacob Halicek lined up to the far side of the field. Halicek in the slot. Here to the near side, it's Hooger Hyde and Allen. In the backfield with Dane Alexander's Mason Hines. Hines gets the handoff, looks to pour it up the middle, carries tacklers with him down to the 5-yard line, and he is pushed back. It's going to bring up 4th down and 5. And again, oh man, if you're Coach Springer, a field goal here with the way this game is going, it would be a big deal to put yourself up by 10 points. But then again, it's going to be a tough field goal. And if you don't pick, well, I guess field goal or not, if you don't pick this up, you're going to leave Shepherd with a whole lot of real estate to cover out there. Brought to you by our friends Bryce Updegraff, Joe Wentworth, Palladium Realty, Robin Strissman, and Associates. Here to the near side, it's Halicek. To the far side, it's Parker Smith. Single coverage all the way. Shepherd with 9 guys in the box, daring Clare to throw it here on 4th down and 3. Alexander fakes the handoff, wants to run it here to the near side. He's going to get into the end zone. Touchdown, Dane Alexander. Great blocking on the outside by the wide receivers on 4th down. Alexander takes it in for the touchdown. What a big run there from Dane Alexander. We saw him make all kinds of plays last week in the run game, making them again here tonight as it's now 20-7 Clare with 5:43 left to go in quarter number 2. This game started exactly like you would want it if you are the Shepherd Blue Jays, but since about 10:49 left, or I'll say 9:21 left to go in the first quarter, Clare has kind of now taken control of this game. They lead at 20-7 with the extra point on deck for Braden Humphrey. Out there to hold it is Mr. Dane Alexander. Again, the rain comes down. It's not big old drops coming down. It's just a heavy mist raining down on the field. 20-7 the score. Shepherd, everybody out there ready to block this one. Snap kind of rolls up there. It's not going to be a good one Extra point's going to be no good. Score remain, it's 20-7. Clare with the lead. 5:43 left to go in quarter number 2. Back with more football right after this. Pioneers lead the Blue Jays 20-7 on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
Value is not just a price. When you buy something for your home, it's an investment. Knowing that you're getting a great deal and service after the sale is priceless. At Woods Household, we only carry quality products for your home at competitive prices. Furniture that is attractive and durable. Comfortable mattresses that last for years. Flooring that stands up to wear and tear. These are all products that last by trusted name brands like FlexSteel, Serta, Whirlpool, and many more. So shop the Woods way.
Blocko Pools and Spas is Mid-Michigan's #1 pool and hot tub destination that will turn your old space into your #1 destination. From delivery of a full pool for the family to the relaxing hot tub for after work for mom and dad, Blocko Pools and Spas does it all. Stop by their showroom on Remus Road to check out their beautiful selection of hot tubs and learn how you can build the pool of your dreams.
Burns has to field it near the 5-yard line. He wanted to let it roll out of bounds, but stayed in bounds. Nice kick out there from Humphrey. The Blue Jays will take over with 5:30 left to go here in the first half. 5:30 till our Gates Drilling and Service halftime report. And it's now not half the score situation for Shepherd, but you were up 7-0 early in this one, and now it's 20-7, Clare with the lead. Again, don't have to get in the end zone here, but you got to at least move it enough to not allow Clare to get it back with a chance to get in the end zone. Clare did get the football to start the game, so a dream scenario here for the Jays. Be to drive it down the field and score going into halftime. Shotgun look for Flegel. He's rolling out to his left. He wants to throw. It's going to be overthrown, intercepted by Halicek. Clevenger wants to give chase, but there's a blocker. Touchdown! Pioneers, Jacob Halicek on the INT. It goes for 6, and the high and tight turnover battle is really starting to point the way of the green as we've now had a fumble on the kickoff and an INT. Halicek returns it to the house. It's now 26-7, and holy moly, how this game has turned so quickly in the favor of the Pioneers. Humphrey back out there for an extra point as he was just moments ago. High snap, they get this one down. The kick is up and good. 27-7. Woo. Interesting stat here. Clare got the ball with 9:59 left to go in the second quarter. 2 big Halicek runs. They took it in for the touchdown. Shepherd then fumbled it on the kickoff. Clare got it at the Shepherd 12. 4 plays later, 4th down touchdown for Dane Alexander. First play from scrimmage on this possession for Shepherd, touchdown to the house. And so things not going well for the Blue Jays. The Clare defense showing up big time here tonight. And you think about that Zade Bachelder Baller of the game, brought to you by our friends at Weefrich Financial. 2 big, huge touchdown runs. Some big touchdown runs from Alexander, but 2 big runs from Halicek. Halicek also has the pick 6 as well. That is our Bills Custom Fab fabrication of the game. The INT returned to the house by Jacob Halicek, and Bills Custom Fab, they are hiring right now. Check them out online. Check them out on Facebook for full details. Going for the onside kick. I think Humphrey kind of missed that one a little bit. And so Shepherd is going to be able to take over in Clare territory. If you're Shepherd, you are not out of this game yet. There's still a lot of time left. 5:30 left to go in quarter number 2. You now have it in Clare territory at the Clare 44-yard line. You have to take advantage of this here. Shepherd's first drive of the game started literally at the Clare 4-yard line after a block punt. It was an Easton Van Alstyne touchdown run on the first play. Since then, it's been tough sledding. You got no starting quarterback. Mason Eisenberger out there has proved a big deal. Flegel doing a great job, though, jumping off sides out there. A little false start from the Blue Jays is going to back them up to 1st and 15. And this is that old snowball effect. It doesn't matter what sport it is in high school. Those snowballs start to get bigger as things just roll downhill with the penalties and whatnot. 5:30 left to go in quarter number 2. Clare now in control, up 27-7 over Shepherd. Score updates. 22-0, Beal up after quarter number 1 against Everett. They're going to be 7-0 on the year and maybe not give up another meaningful touchdown. Big running room for Van Alstyne. Balls over a couple tacklers. Little J&J Auto collision report there from the running back Van Alstyne. It's going to make it second down and manageable. Really hard running out there from Easton Van Alstyne. Flegel trots over, trots back in with the play. Second down and 8 here for the Jays. Maybe a long 7 or 6. Another update coming from Ithaca, Saginaw, Novell. Novell up 23-7 in that one. Handoff up the middle. Looking for some space as the ball carrier. He's going to do a nice job fighting forward for 2 or 3 more yards. That's Van Alstyne. Love the effort I'm seeing from Easton Van Alstyne. Third down and short now. And with Flegel at quarterback, if you're Clare, I think you're kind of daring Shepherd to throw it. With the sophomore quarterback, again, he's got the ability to do so, but a lot different to do something in practice, then you come out here in a game in the rain against a really good Clare defense. 4:11 left to go second quarter. Third down and 2 for the Jays. They've got to pick this up right here. Man in motion is Anderson Sickles. They love to run it behind the big tight end. They will go that way. Van Alstyne, I think he's got first down yards. Again, he carries that pile forward with him a couple extra yards. Myers out there with maybe a little extracurricular activity. We've got a helmet coming off. If you're Shepherd, you cannot have this penalty go against you. And the way that Halicek is celebrating, it does look like it's going to go against the Blue Jays. It was an initial first down pickup. We'll see exactly what happens here on the call. The helmet came flying off for Clare. It will be a dead ball, personal foul going against Shepherd. But now here's the situation. I believe it'll end up being like a first and long here because that was after the play when the whistle occurred. But again, I might be going some old NFL rules here for your boy. Let's see here. It would have been a first down from Van Alstyne, and then if you mark off the penalty, it'd back him up. We'll see if they actually keep it third down. Will they not count that play? 3:56 left to go first half. Clare now in control, up 27-7. Shepherd was up 7-0 just a minute or so into this game. They got a turnover on downs on a fourth down stuff. And then, since then, it was a bad punt, 46-yard touchdown from Alexander to Allen. Then Clare got the fourth down stop. Then it's another turnover on downs for Clare, punt from Shepherd, then 2 big Halicek runs, a TD on a broken play for Dane Alexander, made it 14-7. Shepherd then fumbled the kickoff. Clare got it back at the Shepherd 12. It was a fourth down touchdown run from Dane Alexander. Then on the first play for Shepherd's next drive, it was a pick 6 for Jacob Halicek to make it 27-7. And it will be a first down, but it's going to be first down in a mile as that personal foul penalty is going to back up the Blue Jays. So you do get the first down on the play at least. But now we'll see where they got to go for first down yardage, and I'm going to have to wait to make sure. Say everybody's up at the line of scrimmage ready for the play, but they're waiting for the chain gain to get set up over on the far side of the field. Shepherd's got to get just inside the 25-yard line. They're at about the 44. Let's call it first and 20 or so. Hand off to Ty Burns. Got that outside edge. No, he can't get there. What a play from Parker Smith. It looked like Burns had the outside edge. Smith came in exploding from his safety defensive back position to make the tackle. It is second down and a country mile for the Blue Jays. Whole lot of real estate to cover out there just on this series of downs. Brought to you by our friends Bryce Updegraff, Joe Wentworth, Pradium Realty, Robin Stressman, and Associates. Much love also going out. Mount Pleasant Automotive, ENS Graphics, Mumford Oil and Gas Supply, Weber Brothers Sawmill, Konwinski Construction, Balakko Pools and Spas, and J&J Auto. The rain coming down. Handoff. Now looking to go to the air is Flegel, but he's under pressure. He's brought down in the backfield. Heinz gets back there for the sack. They're going to call it an incomplete pass. Flegel tried to throw it at the last second. It did come out of his hands, but it could definitely be intentional grounding on the play. But I think if you're the officials, you're going to have trouble calling intentional grounding because he's getting slung to the ground as he's trying to throw the football, so he can't really have a whole lot of mustard on that toss. Spranger's pointing back saying he wants intentional grounding. The Clare coach out near the 40-yard line stating his case. 27-7, Clare in control. And so it will be 3rd down and long. We'll say it was an incomplete pass. 3rd down and 25 for the Jays is what they've got on the scoreboard. They trail at 27-7 with 3:05 left to go in quarter number 2. Said in the pregame, I'll say it again, the winner of this game could very well host the other in the district opener. Here to the near side, it's Bryce Smith, Noah Clevenger. Crowd getting loud now here for the Pioneers on 3rd down and long. Flegel's going to hand it off to Jace Deering up the middle. He does a good job pulling the pile forward. Cruzcamp and some others in on the tackle on that one, but it's going to bring up 4th down and still very, very long for the Jays. They're going to have to punt this one away, and punting is not something that's gone well for either team tonight. It's a long way to snap the football, to kick the football with the slippery conditions. Back deep to receive the punt is Dane Alexander. 27-7. Clare with the lead. Shepherd led it 7-0 early, but it's been 4 straight TDs, 27 unanswered scored from Clare. Here comes pressure on the punt. Halicek may have gotten a piece of it. It's going to take a bounce out of bounds in between the 30 and the 35 on the far side of the field. That is where Clare will take over. Clare leads at 27-7. We've got 2:21 left to go here in half number 1. Clare will have it at their own 31-yard line. Good boy fixing the scoreboard camera here for everybody. Handoff, or going to be run all the way, pardon me, for Alexander. He's going to pick up 3 or 4 before he's brought down. Clare starting this possession at their own 31-yard line. We're going to have a timeout on the field. And I think it's going to be a timeout coming from Shepherd on this situation here. It will be a Shepherd timeout. 2:11 left to go here in quarter number 2. Clare with the football with a 2nd down and 8. I think if you're Shepherd, you're really hoping you can get a stop here on this series of downs. $2:11 left to go. 27-7 is the score. Much love going out. Malley Construction, Brad Malley Well Drilling, Clark Modular Homes, Woods Household Appliance, a Weefrich Financial, the Bird All-American Grill, Bill's Custom Fab, Gates Drilling and Service, along with a Barbary Law. So you know we're coming to you from the Barbary Law Studios, built by Conwincy Construction. And Dan Haggart, whose brother Doug Haggart is on the coaching staff for Clare, he definitely thought that one was a fumble on that play. And he tried to throw it at the very last second. I might have to agree with you on that one, Mr. Dan Haggart. Big shout out to him providing me updates from Sacred Heart Academy as they take on Detroit Center Line Prep. 20-12 late in the 3rd quarter there. Ithaca trailing Saginaw Novell 23-7. Here comes the throw from Alexander. He's going to throw it over the middle. It's caught by Halicek for 1st down yardage near midfield. The Halicek-Alexander connection is open tonight for the Pioneers. Halicek has had a couple big runs and a couple big catches for Clare. He's also got the big pick 6 INT so far. Biggest play of the game, our Bill's custom fabrication of the game, coming from Mr. from Mr. Halicek. It's Alexander changing the play at the line of scrimmage. Quick throw here to the near side for Hoogerhide. He's got to make a man miss. He gets by Ty Burns. Now he's across the 50 to the 45 before he's pushed out of bounds. Nice hustle from Sam King to get over and make the tackle. We'll see if they mark that 1st down yardage or not. Nope, to bring up 2nd down and short here for Clare. 1:47 left to go in quarter number 2. Pioneers still have all 3 of their timeouts. Another update coming from Dan Haggart. Still 20-12, Sacred Heart with the lead. Under 3 minutes left to go in the ball game. The Irish got the ball. Be a big win for Sacred Heart. Going long is Alexander. Hooger High trying to run underneath it. It's incomplete out there on coverage. With him step for step was Bryce Smith. It's going to bring up third down and short now for Clare. Again, more of those score updates brought to you by Clark Modular Homes and Brad Malley Well Drilling and Malley Construction. 22-0, Beal up after the first quarter. Last we heard, end of the first quarter, Mount Pleasant up on TC West, 6-2. Very, very strange score there. Obviously, TC West getting the safety. Third down and 2 here for Alexander. Clock is stopped right now with $1:30 left to go. Shotgun look, 4 wide as it always is. Low snap. Alexander wants to throw it quickly. Gets it to Halicek. He's brought down. No, he gets away from Evans. Tries to get the outside edge. He might have first down yardage as it goes out of bounds. It's going to depend on the spot. But what an effort from Halicek. Evans had him dead to rights in the backfield. Halicek somehow got away from him. Looked to turn it up the sideline on the far side of the field. I'm waiting to see on the spot, but it might also be a face mask giving Clare a first down regardless of the call. There's 1:23 left to go in the half. Clare still has all 3 of their timeouts. It's going to be a flag going against the Pioneers here. And so a face mask against Clare is not something you usually see. However, if you grab a hold of the face mask, doesn't matter which side of the football you're on, you're not allowed to do that. Halftime. Shout out to Garth Cornwell from Shepherd, watching the Mount Pleasant Oiler game. Shepherd is up here. Mount Pleasant leads TCUS 15-2 at the half. So Xavier Crazier and the crew looking to move to 7-0 on the year. Beale City in good shape to move to 7-0 on the year. 5-1 Ithaca, trailing 5-1 Saginaw Novell near the half at that one. And Sacred Heart Academy looking to move to 4-3 on the year as they lead Detroit Centerline Prep late in that game as it started early. Man in motion is Parker Smith into the backfield. They're going to throw it to him. They're looking for the little trick play here. We've got a late flag coming in. It's going to be a false start going against Clare. Parker Smith is the senior who will take some snaps at quarterback as well. They threw him out on a little swing pass there. They were looking for the backwards pass throw, were the Pioneers there. With Halicek probably streaking down the far sideline, but it'll make it 3rd and 22 as opposed to 3rd and 17. And if you're Shepherd, this might be a big deal if you get out of this half. It looked like you were maybe going to give up another touchdown here when this drive started. Heinz now switches sides. It's now on the left of Alexander. Alexander wants to throw. It's going to be a screen pass. Caught by Heinz over the middle. He's got a couple blockers. Makes one man miss. He's going to be brought down near first down yardage. Great hustle from Bryce Smith coming from the backside of the play to make the tackle. Could have ended up being a touchdown-saving tackle as well. It's going to bring up 4th down, but very short for. No, it will be a first down for the Pioneers. What an effort there. They're still alive. And again, they still have all 3 of their timeouts left. Big time effort there from Heinz to pick that up. Alexander wants to throw. Throw it to Allen. It's going to be incomplete. Little bit of contact there between the defensive back and the wide receiver. They will throw the flag. Tough call out there on Ty Burns, but he maybe did turn the shoulder of Brody Allen just a little bit. And Allen, Ty Burns out there having a little conversation. They've obviously played a lot of sports against each other over these past few years as Jack Pine Conference rivals. It will be a holding penalty going against the Blue Jays. And we'll mark off the yardage. Still 1:02 left to go in the first half. Shepherd does get the football to start the second half. So if you're Shepherd, you get a stop here, you come out and score, you're essentially right back in the game. But if you go down 33-34-7 at the half, it's just going to look dire straits mode coming out to start the second half. Shotgun look 4 wide, per usual, for the junior quarterback. Dane Alexander, the all-sports star. He actually just loses this one on the throw. It's going to be an incomplete pass. They kind of waited for a second there to blow the whistle on the incomplete pass. Looked like it might have been a loose ball. 57 seconds left to go. Score remains 27-7. 2nd down and 10 for Clare. They've got it at the Shepherd 27-yard line. Again, they still have all 3 of their timeouts, so they're definitely able to run the ball here. Alexander in the gun. Heinz lined up to his right. Here to the near side in the slot, it's Hoogerhide. They fake the throw. Now they hand it off. Nowhere to go. Braddock Payne in the backfield. Also in the backfield, Jace Deering. Here comes a timeout from Clare. We've got play number 8 or so coming up on the drive. We're going to keep it right here with 50 seconds left to go here in half number 1. Irish win 20-12. Oilers up 15-2 at the half. Shout out to Mike Verlager providing me with those updates. Those score updates brought to you by Brad Malley Well Drilling, Malley Construction, Clark Modular Homes, our friends at ENS Graphics as well. 3rd down and 13 here for Clare. They just had 3rd and long moments ago and picked it up with a halfback screen kind of over the middle of the field to Mason Heinz. Say a big shout out. Bubba McLean, Mike Verlager, Dan Haggart, Garth Cornwell, Dave McKinney, Jeremy Woodcock, Chad Fletcher, all those folks, my pops, provide me score updates as the nights go on. 27-7 here, Clare with the lead. Sacred Heart Academy beats Centerline Prep 20-12. Run these scores by you one more time. Oilers up 15-2 at the half. Ithaca trailing 23-7 versus Novell. That game's probably near halftime as well. And Beale City up 22-zip at the end of the first quarter. Last we knew there, they look like they're going to run away with another one here. What a team we got there in Division 8. Going long, Parker Smith is wide open. Touchdown as he backs into the end zone on 3rd and 12 on the 8th play of the drive. What a throw from Alexander to Smith for the TD. We saw it twice last week. One of them got taken back. This one not coming back, going 28 yards on the tutty. Dane Alexander turning in another unbelievable performance. The junior quarterback is just absolutely electric. Last week we saw him do it all over on the ground. This week, see him to do it a bit more through the air. Say's got the big touchdown throw to Brody Allen. Now the big touchdown throw there to Parker Smith. Clare lines up like they're going to go for 2. We've got a timeout on the play coming from Shepherd on the 2-point conversion with 44 seconds left to go until halftime. Well, if you'd have told me about a minute and a half into this game that it was going to be 33-7 Clare at the half, I might have laughed you out the press box, because this game started with Clare going 3 and out. Shepherd blocked the punt. Van Alstyne took it in for a TD on Shepherd's first play of the game. Then Clare got stuffed on 4th down on their next drive. But then Shepherd went 3 and out, and then we went TD, turnover on downs, punt, TD, INT for TD. And that is a big difference in the game that we'll talk about at halftime. Essentially 3 possessions for Clare with only 1 play for Shepherd because of the fumble on the kickoff and the pick 6 from Jacob Halicek. Here comes the extra point from Humphrey, as after the timeout they'll just go for the extra point. Makes it 34-7. Clare in front. Just 44 seconds left until our Gates Drilling and Service halftime report. We will keep it right here. For Coach Angel, Coach Robinson, and the crew at this point, I don't think you come out and try and do anything here in these final 44 seconds. You're going to hand the ball off to Van Alstyne or Ty Burns a couple times. If they make a big play, get you past the 50, maybe great. Then you think about going for something. But the last thing you can do right now if you're Shepherd is allow Clare to get the ball back with 44 seconds left to go. 34-7, Clare with 34 unanswered points here in the first half. Alexander, Parker Smith, smiling it up right now on the sideline, and they got a lot of good reason to. Here comes the kick from Humphrey. Here to the near side, Ty Burns is going to field it at the 15-yard line. Tries to find some room, straight ahead. Not going to be anything there. He'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. So we'll see if Shepherd can do anything with it. Crazy to think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's technically the 7th possession for Shepherd here in this one. Again, they kind of had weird back-to-back possessions because of the pick 6. 34-7 the score. 40 seconds left to go. It's going to be an I formation look for Shepherd. Flegel will go under center. Actually, it looks like they're going to take a knee here with 40 seconds left to go with Flegel. They will actually do so that will take us to the end of the first half. 34-7, Clare with the lead. Again, if you're Shepherd, things start out exactly the way you would want it to, but have not gone your way since then. It has been all Clare since very, very early in the first quarter, and they will have to take one more snap here and take the knee. We actually have a flag that came in there as well, and see Dan Haggert's on the sideline telling him to stop the clock there. The clock continues to run. It looks like they pick up the flag. That will bring us to the end of the first half. Clare with 34 unanswered points to close out the first half. Woohoo! Back with our Gates Drilling and Service halftime report right after this on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
Brad Malley Well Drilling has proudly served Mid-Michigan since the early 1990s. We are family-owned with 3 licensed drillers and over 100 years of experience. We specialize in 5-inch PVC water wells and systems ranging from 2 to 12 inches. Every well we do includes a 5-year warranty and 1-year parts and labor guarantee. We are available 24/7, and you'll always talk to a real person. Call Brad Malley Well Drilling today for a free estimate. Trusted service, generation after generation.
Clark Modular Homes in Mount Pleasant are a one-stop shop from the buy, the build, and beyond with their fantastic service department. Stop in to see their selection and purchase options today on Pickard Road, or visit them online at modularhomesbyclark.com. Clark Modular Homes, supporting Mid-Michigan youth in and out of the classroom.
Let's head back to the action on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
Welcome back to it here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network and our Gates Drilling and Service halftime report. Oh boy, Shepherd, a blocked punt and a touchdown to start the game. Since then, it's been all Pioneers. The wagon has been rolling for Clare. They lead it 34-7, 34 unanswered points for Dane Alexander, Jacob Halicek, and the crew. Shepherd Blue Jay offense definitely missing Mason Eisenberger out there tonight. Coach Hag, Steven Springer, just a little bit more aggressive probably with that defensive attack without the starting quarterback for the Shepherd Blue Jays. But their offensive attack has also been unreal as well. Dane Alexander last week was at 4 TDs on the ground, 1 through the air. He might end up with 4 through the air tonight. What a performance from Dane Alexander in half number 1. It is time for homecoming for the Clare Pioneers, and so we're going to send it off to This Week in MHSA Sports with John Ross. When we come back, I'll break down this first half for you. I will get you set up for half number 2, and we'll have more updates coming from Beale City, Ithaca, Sacred Heart Academy is already victorious on the day, but we'll continue to update you on that, along with Mount Pleasant and Ithaca. Back with more Gates Drilling and Service halftime report after This Week in MHSA Sports with John Ross on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
Hi, I'm attorney Joe Barbary. Just like doctors specialize in areas of medicine, at Barbary Law, we specialize in getting you the best possible results. If you've been injured by someone else's negligence, you owe it to yourself and your family to call our legal team. At Barbary Law, we focus on one thing, and that's getting you the compensation you deserve. Every case we take personally.
My attorney is Joe Barbary. He can be yours too.
Konwinski Construction offers a full range of construction services on small and large projects. Konwinski Construction is a leader in the community and are proud to support those student athletes who will be leading our community tomorrow. Konwinski Construction on Gover Parkway, Mount Pleasant. Mount Pleasant Automotive on Mission has been serving local auto shops and do-it-yourselfers since 1988. Mount Pleasant Automotive is locally owned and carries all the auto part, car care products, and auto maintenance supplies you will need. Online at mtpleasantautomotive.com. Mount Pleasant Automotive, caring for our cars and our local student athletes. Bogwai Banga and Bradley on Main Street in Mount Pleasant provides uncompromising integrity when providing tax and accounting services to individuals and small businesses in the Mid-Michigan area. Bogwai Banga and Bradley has an expert CPA ready to help you, whether you're an individual that needs help with taxes or a business that needs help with, well, just about everything. Bogwai-Banga and Bradley is a leader in the community and a proud supporter of local high school sports. Visit them online at bwbpc.com or stop into their office on Main Street in downtown Mount Pleasant. Joe Wentworth with Pradium Realty, Robin Stressman and Associates is a proud supporter of our local high school student athletes working hard and showing pride for our community. For all of your real estate needs, go with Joe. Joe Wentworth with Pradium Realty, Robin Stressman and Associates, 989-817-1291. Martinez Lawn Care, just like our local football teams, can keep your yard looking good deep into fall, and we all know winter is coming. Call now to get on their snow plowing schedule. Find Martinez Lawn Care on Facebook or call them at 989-317-5536. Brickner and Bunker Farm Bureau Insurance Group is Mid-Michigan's #1 team for protecting what matters most to you. Home, auto, life, farm, business. They offer a wide variety of coverage at affordable rates with the customer service of a best friend. Visit Brickner and Buckner Farm Bureau Insurance Group on Pickard Road or visit them online at bricknerbunkerinsurance.com.
Sportsmanship Summits start next month, and the very first championships of 2025 are won on the tennis courts. I'm John Ross, and this is This Week in High School Sports, powered by the Michigan Achievement Scholarship. Postseason play in field hockey and boys soccer gets started this week. In Upper Peninsula girls tennis, we already have our first champions of the school year. In Division I, Negaunee rolled to a 4th straight UP title and their 10th in the last 12 years. The Miners advanced to the championship match in all 8 flights, winning at number 2 singles and numbers 1 and 2 doubles. Ishpeming Westwood finished just 1 point behind in second, getting wins at numbers 3 and 4 singles and 3 and 4 doubles. Kingsford's Aubrey Moore captured the title at number 1 singles. In Division II, West Iron County won its 14th championship and first since 2020. West Iron got wins in 5 of the 8 flights, 1 and 3 singles and 1, 2 and 4 doubles. Norway and Ishpeming finished in a tie for second. Norway got wins at numbers 2 and 4 singles and number 3 doubles. Ishpeming had a runner-up in 6 flights. For more on the Upper Peninsula girls tennis finals, please check out our coverage at MHSAA.com. It's time for Game Balls, when we highlight a trio of standout performances from the past week. We love game-winning field goals, and Saginaw Valley Lutheran's Ryan Pittman delivered. He nailed a 22-yarder with 4 seconds left to give Valley Lutheran their first ever win over Ithaca. The win clinches a share of the Tri-Valley Blue for Valley Lutheran. The loss is Ithaca's first league loss since 2020. Escanaba football is off to a 6-0 start. Nolan Bink rushed for 175 yards and 3 scores, and he threw for 41 yards and 2 more scores in a 38-20 win over Marquette. It's Escanaba's first win over Marquette since 2019. And to DeWitt Soccer's Mason Rayborn, he netted 2 goals and a 3-1 win over Mason. That game was the CAAC Gold Cup final. The 2 goals are Rayborn's 2nd and 3rd career goals for DeWitt.
Graduating seniors could qualify for a tuition-free skill certificate or associate degree through the new Community College Guarantee, no matter their GPA or your household income. Or if your child plans to attend a 4-year university or career school, the Michigan Achievement Scholarship Program has them covered. They could get up to $27,500 toward a bachelor's degree or up to $4,000 for career training. Complete the FAFSA to get started at mi.gov/achievement.
Our weekly Be the Referee feature takes a look at the fine art of officiating with registered official Paige Winnie.
We're on the football field today, and the defense has sacked the quarterback in the offense's own end zone, resulting in a safety. That's 2 points for the defense, but what happens next? Following a safety, the team that was on offense must kick the ball back to the team that was on defense. The kicking team can either punt it or drop kick it, with the line of scrimmage being their own 20-yard line. The kick must occur from within 1 step of the line of scrimmage, and the receiving team must have all of their players at least 10 yards from the line of scrimmage. Once it's kicked, play continues on as normal, much like a punt or kick return. But if a team chooses the drop kick, they could recover the ball once it travels at least 10 yards.
Thanks, Paige. Now more than ever, we need officials. If you're interested, please go to the MHSAA website now to register. Sportsmanship is one of the most important aspects of educational athletics, and along with scholarship, safety, and an appropriate scope, It is one of the MHSAA's 4 main core values for school sports. Winning is great, but good sportsmanship helps develop habits that can be used well beyond the playing field. For more than 20 years, the MHSAA has provided a sportsmanship summit experience to students across Michigan. Workshop sessions focus on sportsmanship both on and off the court and feature hands-on activities, including one session developed and instructed by members of the MHSAA Student Advisory Council. At the end of each summit, the delegation from each participating school will meet to develop a school sportsmanship campaign. Summits will be held on November 3rd in Lansing, November 5th in Troy, November 10th in Traverse City, and November 12th in Kalamazoo. Each site is limited to 200 attendees, so be sure to register now to reserve your space. Registration materials and other information can be found at MHSAA.com. As Grantland Rice once wrote, "It's not whether you win or lose, it's how you play the game." And it's our hope that everyone plays with sportsmanship on their mind. You've been listening to This Week in High School Sports, powered by Michigan Student Aid, a production of the MHSAA Network. Thanks for joining us. I'm John Ross, and we'll be back next week.
Hey guys, it's Tanya from Clark Modular Homes. I'm here to talk to you today about who we are and what we do. Clark's opened in 1983 and has been centrally located right here in Mount Pleasant, Michigan. We have one of the largest display centers with around 12 to 15 homes on display all year round. We have a fully experienced staff. We also have an in-house project manager who can pull our permits and coordinate our job from start to finish. We are proud to have an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau. We are our own contractor, making it a one-stop shop for you for your home building needs. As the owner would say, we can do it all.
Brad Malley Well Drilling has proudly served Mid-Michigan since the 1990s. We are family-owned with 3 licensed drillers and over 100 years of experience. We specialize in 5-inch PVC water wells and systems ranging from 2 to 12 inches. Every well we do includes a 5-year warranty and 1-year parts and labor guarantee. We are available 24/7, and you'll always talk to a real person. Call Brad Malley Well Drilling today for a free estimate. Trusted service, generation after generation.
Weber Brothers Sawmill has been in the sawmill and logging business since 1950. Weber Brothers Sawmill buys standing timber and logs all over central and northern Michigan with National Hardwood Lumber Association certification. You can be assured of a professional job, from the marking and cruising of your woods through the harvest. Weber Brothers Sawmill is a proud supporter of our local high school student athletes. Blockco Pools and Spas is Mid-Michigan's #1 pool and hot tub destination that will turn your old space into your #1 destination. From delivery of a full pool for the family to the relaxing hot tub for after work for mom and dad, Blockco Pools and Spas does it all. Stop by their showroom on Remus Road to check out their beautiful selection of hot tubs and learn how you can build the pool of your dreams.
J&J Auto in Wademan is Mid-Michigan's elite automotive repair shop. J&J Auto offers complete collision repair and mechanical repair. Stop by on Wademan Road or call them today at 989-644-8908. J&J Auto, proud supporters of high school student athletes.
Pure sportsmanship is the most important thing in high school sports. When it comes to your home or business, Pure Plumbing just might be the most important thing. If your plumbing isn't pure, don't worry, no one needs to see the other angle. For Pure Plumbing, call 989-644-8928 or visit mipureplumbing.com. Block Electric Company in Wademan has been powering Michigan for over 30 years. There's no job too big or too small for Block Electric Company, like an entire school or something simple at the home, like making sure the outdoor lighting, thermostat, or ceiling fan is installed professionally. Block Electric Company is a proud supporter of local schools and high school student athletes, learning skills in and out of the classroom to lead our communities tomorrow. Good luck to all student athletes from Block Electric Company, and go Aggies.
Let's head back to the action on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
Welcome back inside our Gates Drilling and Service Halftime Report. Coming to you live from our Barbary Law Studios, built by Conwinski Construction. Score updates brought to you by our friends Brad Malley Well Drilling, Malley Construction, and Clark Modular Homes. Saginaw Novell up on Ithaca at the half, 23-7.
Mount Pleasant up on Traverse City West at the half, 15-2. Sacred Heart Academy victorious over Detroit Centerline Prep Academy, 20-12. And it's a real tight one with Beale City tonight. Everett at the half. Beale leads Everett 57-0. Beale City just continues to roll opponents this year. Just absolutely impressive what their defense has been able to do. Defensive coordinator Dan Martin and the crew over there, just unbelievable. Again, the most meaningful score that they've given up all year was when we were at the McBain game, and McBain scored to make it 28-7. That is the closest anybody has been, essentially, with Beale City. It has been absolutely impressive. And when you really start to look at things on the year, what they have done, coming into this game, they had outscored their opponents. We're talking Beale City here, 261-17. Add 57 to that, you're now looking at 218-17. Through 7 games, they have outscored their opponents by 200 points. It's just absolutely unbelievable. You start to look at some of their best teams from Beale City ever. Back in 2004, they scored 624 points and only gave up 67. I don't know if they're quite on pace for that, but boy, what a night it is in Beale City as the Aggies lead Everett, or in Beale City, wherever that one's at. Beale City leads at 57-0. Actually, would be at Beale City because we would have been in Everett at the county fairgrounds last year. Against Sacred Heart Academy, best of Detroit. Centerline Prep Academy 20-12. They're now 4-3 on the year. Might find themselves in playoff position in Division 8. Mount Pleasant up 15-2 at the half against Traverse City West. And Saginaw Novell on top of Ithaca 23-7. What a matchup that is going to be Week 9 in Ithaca as the Aggies and the Yellow Jackets battle for the first time ever on the gridiron. Again, homecoming going on right now. Griffin Bohannon, the principal here at Clare, doing a really nice job reading off everything for the seniors coming out as they're being honored with the homecoming court. And take another break here on our Gates Drilling and Service halftime report. We come back. If we get any more score updates, we will pass them along. It is 34-7. Clare with the lead on Shepherd. We'll kind of do that chart breakdown as well, my drive chart once we come back. It's Gates Drilling and Service halftime report. Clare leads Shepherd 34-7. Back with more right after this on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
Bill's Custom Fab can handle any job you need, from large-scale steel building projects to fixing your favorite stainless serving pan. Bill's Custom Fab can weld and fabricate anything. Call today at 989-772-5817 or stop by on Gover Parkway in Mount Pleasant.
Jenna Gates
And Kyle Gates here. We are the 5th generation with Gates Drilling and Service.
We've been serving our friends and neighbors in Michigan since 1893.
We have the latest and greatest well drilling technology, allowing us to put in wells where others can't.
Lake lots and tight spaces are no problem.
From our family to yours, thank you, and call at 989-772-7841 for all your well drilling and service needs.
Gates Drilling and Service, where Gates goes, water flows.
Let's head back to the action on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
Homecoming king and queen being announced. We'll talk about that some in the postgame, but we are here for your football action. 34-7. Clare with the lead at the half. All right, the drive chart breakdown. I'm going to warn you, it's going to get a little wonky. It's going to get a little crazy because this first half was a little wonky, was a little crazy. Clare got the ball to start the game. They went 3-and-out. It was a block punt from either Sam King or Jace Deering. Chris Gall picked it up, returned it down to the Clare 4-yard line. Shepherd got it there with 10:52 left in the first quarter. One play, Easton Van Alstyne in for the touchdown. 7-0 Shepherd. Clare then had it, their own 40-yard line with 10:49 left in the first quarter. They were stuffed on 4th down, trying to plug it up the middle. Score remains Shepherd 7-0. Shepherd then went 3-and-out. They had a bad punt and went off the side of the foot of Hardapee, allowing Clare to take over at the Shepherd 46-yard line. First play of that drive, Dane Alexander connected with Brody Allen for a 46-yard tutty. We're tied at 7 apiece. Shepherd then gets it, 6:21 left to go, first quarter, at their own 39. They get stuffed on 4th down. a turnover on downs, giving Clare the ball at their own 45-yard line. They get stuffed. They turn it over on downs. So we're still 7-7 as Shepherd got the ball back with 2:35 left to go in the first quarter. They picked up a couple first downs. Ultimately had to punt it away. Clare took over their own 23-yard line with 9:59 left to go in the second quarter. And this is where things really started to turn in the direction of Clare. Two big Jacob Halicek runs put Clare in scoring position. On a broken play, Dane Alexander took it into the far side of the field for a touchdown. That made it 14-7 Clare. The kickoff after that was fumbled and recovered by Clare, allowing Clare to have back-to-back possessions, this one starting at the Shepherd 12-yard line. Shepherd did get it to fourth down, but it was Dane Alexander taking it in for the touchdown run. That extra point was no good. Shepherd then got the ball back, down 20-7 with 5:38 left to go in the second quarter. Flegel threw an errant pass that was intercepted by Jacob Halicek, but he not only intercepted it, he took it to the house about 34 yards for the touchdown. So then Shepherd had it back, 5:30 left to go in the first half, trailing 27-7. They were able to pick up one first down, move it a little bit, but had to punt it back to Clare with 2:21 left to go in the first half. They had it at their own 31. They were backed up a couple of times. It was a 3rd down and 12 that Dane Alexander connected with Parker Smith for a 28-yard touchdown. That made it 34-7. Shepherd took the ball back over with 44 seconds left at their own 27. They actually took a knee going into half, score 34-7. It was 27-7, and I made the comment that if you're Shepherd, you got to get the stop. So if you get the ball back, you can come out and score and be down by 2 scores. And it's going to be much more difficult than that. But if Shepherd wants to get back in this ball game, it's really obvious what needs to happen. They need to get the ball. They need to take it right downfield, and they need to put it into the end zone if they want to have any chance coming back against this Pioneer team here in the second half. And to send it off to hear from our friends at Mount Pleasant Automotive and the crew. Be back with more Gates Drilling and Service halftime report right after this on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
Automotive on Mission has been serving local auto shops and do-it-yourselfers since 1988. Mount Pleasant Automotive is locally owned and carries all the auto part, car care products, and auto maintenance supplies you will need. Visit them online at mtpleasantautomotive.com. Mount Pleasant Automotive, caring for our cars and our local student athletes. Konwinski Construction offers a full range of construction services on small and large projects. Konwinski Construction is a leader in the community and are proud to support those student athletes who will be leading our community tomorrow. Konwinski Construction on Gover Parkway, Mount Pleasant.
Welcome back inside our Gates Drilling and Service halftime report. It's kind of that whole drive breakdown for you. Shepherd was up 7-0 early, but it's been 34 unanswered points from the Clare Pioneers to really take over in this one. Tell you, through that first quarter, it looked like it was going to be the battle that I was expecting. Two teams really closely matched, but Clare has taken over. Again, starting quarterback out for Shepherd. That is something that I will continue to mention throughout the second half. But Coach Springer, Coach Haggart, both great game plans come out offensively and defensively here for Clare. They lead at 34-7. Again, Shepherd will get the ball to start this second half. Going to have to come out with some type of different game plan here. Try and get back into this one. We're going to send out to one more commercial break. When we come back, it'll be the start of the second half. Clare leads the Blue Jays 34-7 on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
Weber Brothers Sawmill has been in the sawmill and logging business since 1950. Weber Brothers Sawmill buys standing timber and logs all over central and northern Michigan with National Hardwood Lumber Association certification. You can be assured of a professional job, from the marking and cruising of your woods through the harvest. Weber Brothers Sawmill is a proud supporter of our local high school student athletes.
J&J Auto in Wademan is Mid-Michigan's elite automotive repair shop. J&J Auto offers complete collision repair and mechanical repair. Stop by on Wademan Road or call them today at 989-644-8908. J&J Auto, proud supporters of high school student athletes.
Welcome Welcome back to it here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. We are ready for the second half. Thanks so much for tuning in to the Gates Drilling and Service Halftime Report. We'll have your Bird All-American Grill post-game show coming up after this one. The only place you'll ever find this guy post-gaming is the Bird All-American Grill in downtown Mount Pleasant. 34-7 our score. Back deep to receive it is going to be Noah Clevenger along with Brady Robinson for the Shepherd Blue Jays. And if you're Shepherd, don't think you're going to be able to come back and get the W in this one, but you got to come out and get a score here. You don't want to see that run and clock with Clare. Clevenger's going to field this one at the 15-yard line, gets up to the 25-yard line, out to the 30 where he's going to be dragged down by Jacob Halicek and a wagon load of Pioneers, what I heard the other night when I was up here for, I don't even want to call it Pee Wee, 8th grade football. 34-7 our score. Flegel and the crew coming back out offensively. And you talk about a tough task for the sophomore quarterback. Hey, it's your first start of the game. It's a rivalry game. It's on the road at Clare. Oh, yeah, it's their homecoming. Oh, yeah, it's going to be raining, too. Just a really tough spot here for the sophomore. He's done a solid job battling. We'll see if Shepherd's got a bit better of a game plan here coming out in the second half. Charlie Robinson going to be split out wide to the far side of the field. You also have Clevenger on that side as well. Chase Deering goes in motion. Behind him is Easton Van Alstyne. They fake it to Van Alstyne. They want to throw. Throwing it into the ground is going to be Flegel. I'm waiting to see the flag come out for intentional grounding. I think they want to say there was a wide receiver there, but they will throw the flag, and that did look like intentional grounding there. But I think if you're Flegel, you came rolling out, and all of a sudden there's a guy right there. There wasn't much he was going to be able to do with it. And actually, the way he was holding the football, if he gets hit, he might have lost it. And so ultimately that could have been a really good decision there by the sophomore because, yeah, you get that, intentional grounding. It's not good, but at least you fight to, you get to live to fight for another day, as they say. That will mark off yardage. Also be a loss of down as well for Shepherd. And they're actually going to mark it off from where it occurred, too. Or no, all right. Actually, no, they're not necessarily going to do that. It's going to be right at the 20. Line of scrimmage was the 31, but regardless, it's going to be first down, second down, and 20 here for Shepherd. They're now in the I formation. Everybody's lined up tight. No wide receivers out there. They hand it off to Van Alstyne. He looks to pour ahead, does a good job keeping those legs churning and also doing a good job hanging on to bring down the ball carrier is going to be Cooper Wiesand. It's going to bring up third down now here for Shepherd, and this is where it's difficult for Flegel in his first start. If you're Clare, you know Shepherd's got to go to the air here in this situation. Dane Alexander's lined up at his safety position right around the 45-yard line near that first down marker. Alexander, Parker Smith, Talon Hurd, Jacob Halicek out there at the defensive backs for Clare. Shotgun look, three wide receivers to the near side. Flegel's got time to throw it, zings it downfield. He's got Bryce Smith for the catch. It's incomplete just across the 50-yard line. It was in and out of the hands of the senior. But again, it is so wet, it is so slippery out there. But Flegel threw a really nice ball right there for Smith. You got to come up with that catch to help out your sophomore quarterback. Now you're punting it back to Clare, and if Clare gets into the end zone and did go for two, that would get us to 35 points and the running clock. Another score update. Opening, or it was kick return or return for Saginaw Novell. They go up now 30-7 against Ithaca. So Ithaca looking at back-to-back losses against Valley Lutheran and Novell. Here comes the kick. It's a really good one from Hardepee. He'll take a Shepherd bounce. Alexander's going to field it at the 45-yard line. Gets away from the first tackler. Goes out of bounds near midfield on the far side. So if you're Shepherd, probably could have had that conversion there on third down and long on the nice toss from Flegel, but instead it ends up being a 3-and-out, and you got to punt it back to Clare. Clare gets the ball back up 34-7. They are in control. They are in command of this rivalry game. They have it. Waiting to see where it exactly is. It'll actually be the Shepherd 48-yard line, I'm going to call it. Shotgun look. Two tight ends out there now for Clare. Definitely a different formation than we are used to seeing. Actually, 2 running backs out there. It's going to be Heinz with the carry to the far side. So it looked like you had a couple tight ends out there, but it was actually Heinz and Hoogerheide lined up to each side of Alexander. So this would have been 1 tight end, 2 wide receivers split out wide, and 2 running backs in the backfield with Dane Alexander. It'll remain the same formation. Heinz in the backfield to the right of Dane Alexander. To the left of Dane Alexander is Hoogerheide. Split out wide to the near side here, it's Jacob Halicek. Wide to the far side, it's Parker Smith. Hand it off up the middle. Heinz fights forward, dives ahead for extra yardage. Great effort there from Mason Heinz. That probably should have been a gain of 2 or 3, but that extra leg churn, that dive forward is going to end up giving them 5 or so on the play. 3rd down and 2 now for Clare. They've got it at the Blue Jay 40-yard line. Halicek split out wide here to the near side. Single coverage this way with him and Colton Klump. 2 running backs remain in the backfield with Alexander. They're going to hand it off to Hoogerheide. We've got whistles coming in. This will be a false start. It's going to back up Clare, make it 3rd down and 7. But since their first 2 drives, it has not really mattered how far Clare has been backed up. They've been able to make it happen. And it's still wet down there on the field, but there's no longer a big-time mist coming down out there. Still a little bit of moisture coming out of the sky, but not so much. Don't have all the umbrellas out anymore. 3rd down and 7 for Alexander and the crew. 9:50 left in the 3rd quarter. They lead at 34-7. 4-down territory here for the Pioneers. Halicek goes in motion. He gets the handoff, trying to get that outside edge. He turns the corner. He's going to get across the 40. He won't pick up 1st down yardage, but it's going to make it 4th and very manageable here for the Pioneers. Clevenger's going to bring him down. 4th down. We'll call it 2, maybe 1 here. Alexander looking to the sideline to Coach Springer for the play. They've got the play in. Braddock Payne coming back into the game here for the last second. Shepard's going to have too many guys on the field if they snap the ball there, and they do. Waiting for the whistle is Coach Springer. It finally comes in with 12 guys on the field because Anderson Sickles was running off on the far side. Braddock Payne got lined up in time to make that play. It was a big-time play from 55, but waiting to see the actual penalty here, whether it was too many guys on the field. And still waiting to see the exact call from the official. And I don't think they're going to give them the call, and so that would be a 4th down stop from Shepard. It was obvious that there was still somebody on the field. Well, Sickles was still running off the far side of the field when the ball was snapped, so Shepard did have 12 guys on the field, and they will call it a turnover. So it's going to be a turnover on downs going against Clare. It'll keep it 34-7, and if you're Coach Springer, with the way this game's going, you're not going to do too much there in this situation. Up big, but a really, really tough call there going against Clare. But again, you've got the big lead. You're not going to blow a gasket on that one if you're Coach Springer. And again, it was obvious that Sickles was running off the far side of the field. He was right in front of an official on the far side as well as the ball was snapped. 1st down and 10 for Shepard. Let's see if they can take advantage of another possession here. Handoff goes to Van Alstyne, gets away from one initial tackle, pulls the pile forward for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 yards actually. And again, this game's not going the way of the Blue Jay, but if you were going to pick a Zade Bachelder baller of the game for Jays, it's been Easton Van Alstyne. He has ran really hard out there for Shepard, and Clare, knowing that you don't have the starter Mason Eisenberger out there, it's brought a lot of guys in the box, and so every yard that Van Alstyne has picked up tonight has come with a lot of contact. He's got to fight for every single inch, every single yard. I formation look. It's Deering and Van Alstyne in the backfield. They send Anderson Sickles in motion to the near side. They're going to run it that way. Piling forward is Van Alstyne. He's got 1st down yardage, and you see it right there with the J&J Auto Collision Report for Van Alstyne. That's exactly what I was just talking about. The kid just runs the football like a coach's dream. 1st down and 10 for the Jays. Now in Pioneer territory, 8:43 left to go, 3rd quarter. Again, our latest score updates. Beale City running clock in the 2nd half with Everett. Sacred Heart Academy bested Detroit Centerline Prep. Mount Pleasant up 15-2 at the half with TC West. And Saginaw Novell up 30-7 or 29-7, I believe it was, against Ithaca. I formation look. Hand off to the deep back Van Alstyne once again. He's going to pick up 3 or 4 yards. Cooper Wisen in on the play. Also looked like it was Gunnar West in on the play as well. Spot's going to give him 3 yards, but again, all 3 of those yards from Van Alstyne with guys on his back. Just an absolute workhorse out there. Second down and 8, 7:50 left to go. Flegel's got the play. Clevenger and Bryce Smith are going to be lined up wide here to the near side. I formation look for the Jays. Van Alstyne remains the deep back. Jace Deering at fullback. They're going to throw under pressure right away as the quarterback Flegel tries to get away. Nowhere for him to go. In on the sack is going to be Cage Greenfield. The second time the big defensive end has been in the backfield tonight for the Pioneers. It's now 3rd and a mile for the Blue Jays with 7:17 left to go in the third quarter. Big time play from Cage Greenfield out there. And think about that Zade Bachelder Baller of the game. What a job up front from Clare in this one. Smith, Sabish, Duncan, Tate, Burton, Gunnar West, and I mentioned on this other side, Greenfield, Cruz Camp, Wisen have all been great up front for Clare. Shotgun look for Flegel. He wants to throw. Rolls to his right, rolls to his left. He's going to be blasted in the backfield. J&J Auto Collision Report. Brody Allen, Dylan Cruz Camp meeting at the quarterback for a quarterback sandwich, and Flegel was the meal, unfortunately, for him. What a play out there from Brody Allen. Brody Allen, the senior, having himself quite the night on homecoming. 4th and a mile for Shepherd. They will punt this one away. Clock continues to run with 6:15 left to go in quarter number 3. Dane Alexander back deep to receive the punt for the Pioneers. Here comes the kick from Hardapete. It's going to take a bounce. It's going to go out of bounds near the 35-yard line. If there was a different situation, we may have seen Alexander try and pick that one up. Score remains 34-7. The Pioneers are going to take over with 6:01 left to go here in the third quarter. They are in control. Shepherd led this game very early, about a minute in after a block punt and a short touchdown run from Easton Van Alstyne. Since then, it's been all Pioneers all the time. I'm going to continue to credit Braden Flegel out there playing his first game at quarterback against a really good Clare team, along with Easton Van Alstyne and that offensive front doing everything they can to try and run the ball against Clare when Clare just kind of knows it's coming. Shotgun look. Alexander throws it over the middle. It's caught by Parker Smith. He's going to be brought down at the 40-yard line. One play, one first down for Clare as they are now in Blue Jay territory. And if you're Clare, you're going to continue to be aggressive here until you get to that running clock, which they are 8 points away from. They're quickly on the march back up to the line of scrimmage. Alexander with the 4 wide set. Heinz moves from the right to the left of Alexander. Now Halicek goes in motion. It's a run for Heinz all the way. He's going to be brought down on the play by Easton Van Alstyne. Chris Gall also helping to make the tackle on that one. But again, I'm calling Van Alstyne's name for Shepherd. Offensively, defensively, he's been a workhorse out there. And if number 4 has actually got his hands on his knees right now, stretching out the knee pads, but boy, he has been putting in some work for the Jays. 2nd down and 7 now for Alexander. Heinz moves from the right to the left of the quarterback once again. Hand off to Heinz up the middle. Nowhere for him to go. Sam King coming in to clean up that play. A little J&J Auto Collision Report from Sam King. A lefty on the mound for Shepherd. Him and Caden Yunker will be leading the way on the mound for Blue Jay baseball team this spring. Got a chance to be really, really outstanding. Clock continues to move here. 3rd down now for Dane Alexander. So this is 2nd down actually up there on the scoreboard, but I believe it's 3rd. Shotgun look here for Alexander. Heinz remains to the right of the quarterback here on this play. Dropping back, looking to throw. He's got some time, slings it over the middle. It's intercepted by Noah Clevenger. Clevenger's got the pick for Shepherd on the INT. What a catch from Noah Clevenger as he went up and snagged that one away from the wide receiver. Alexander kind of threw a go-get-it ball right there for anybody, and the guy who went and got it was Mr. Noah Clevenger. Shepherd will now take over with it at their own 32-yard line. Again, give credit Clevenger, Van Alstyne, the Blue Jays continue to fight and fight hard out there. 34-7 is the score with 4:38 left to go in the third quarter. Jays take over their own 32. Tight formation. I look behind Flegel. He's going to hand it off to Van Alstyne. He's got solid rooms, carries tacklers with him across the 40 out to the 45-yard line. Might sound like a bit of a broken record, but boy, Van Alstyne continues to run hard out there for Shepherd. Some substitutions now coming in and out for the Pioneers as well. You definitely want to make sure on homecoming you get all the seniors out there for Coach Spranger and the Clare Pioneers. First down and 10 look. They remain in the tight set. Pair of running backs behind Flegel. Steering. It's Van Alstyne. Van Alstyne trying to find some room off the far side. Again, he carries tacklers with him. Wysen had him wrapped up around the ankles, but you see the lower body strength of Easton Van Alstyne as he just carries guys with him for extra yardage. Boy, the junior running hard out there for the Jays here in the third quarter, despite trailing 34-7, 3:50 left in the third. Hoogerhide coming in for Brody Allen. Again, replacement parts, replacement subs brought to you by our friends at Mount Pleasant Automotive. They got all the replacement parts for your vehicle. Clock continues to move. 3:33 left to go, third quarter, second down and 4. Van Alstyne now the single back. As I say that, Deering kind of goes into a strong I formation. Van Alstyne looking for some room. He's going to pour it ahead to the 46-yard line, pardon me. Going to be very close to first down yardage. It will bring up third down. We'll call it a yard here. Brennan Burton checking back into the game for Clare. He'll replace Galvesi. Next part, it's going to be Merrick coming out of the game for Burton. Third down and 1 here. I formation look with Deering and Van Alstyne. Clock continues to move. Takes the shotgun snap. Van Alstyne's got first down yards on the far side of the field. And again, the junior tailback continues to push his feet forward. He's got first down yardage. Let's play 4 of the drive. 2 first downs picked up. All Van Alstyne on this drive as the junior continues to run hard for Shepherd. They'll stop the clock for the moment as they reset the chains. 2:43 left to go in the third quarter. Clare leads it 34-7. Still waiting on some more score updates. Looks like Novell is going to best Ithaca. Beale City is going to best Everett. We already know Sacred Academy bested Detroit Centerline Prep Academy. Mount Pleasant looking like they're going to beat TCUS 15-2 last we knew there. Run out of the shotgun's not going to go anywhere this time. Brennan Burton coming in from his linebacker position to bring down Van Alstyne after a short gain. We've got play number 6 of the drive coming up for Shepherd. And Clare's kind of maybe taking a little bit off of the aggression here defensively, making sure everything stays in front of them. But they also know as long as Shepherd keeps running the football, that clock will continue to move. And if you're Shepherd, again, just doesn't seem like they want to try to go to the air here with Flegel. The last throw he had, though, was a really good one to Bryce Smith. Second down and 10. Shotgun look. Running back on each side here for Flegel. They're going to fake it. They want to go downfield to Bryce Smith. There's 2 defensive backs out there. It's going to be knocked away. Parker Smith and Jacob Halicek were out there as Bryce Smith was trying to come open for the pass. It wasn't going to happen. Third down and long now for Shepherd with 1:36 left to go here in quarter number 3. Play 7, play 8. And again, you know your boys' math, not always that great. Shout out to Jen Bukovich, great math teacher out at Beale City High School. Get some more instruction from her. As I think some more of our great sponsors. Remember, Bill's Custom Fabrication. Go over Parkway in Mount Pleasant. They are hiring welders, fabricators. Check out their website. You can find the link to that job application. I'll make that joke on the Facebook page of the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Throw from Flegel is going to be caught by Jace Deering. He's going to be brought down just outside the 30-yard line. That's going to make it very manageable here on third down for the Blue Jays. See where exactly they spot the ball here. Bring up third down. We'll call it 2. Clock continues to run. 1:13 left to go in quarter number 3. Clare leading big 34-7 over the Blue Jays. I should call this one fourth down. Pardon me. Jay's coming up to go for it with Deering and Van Alstyne in the I formation. Handoff up the middle. Van Alstyne fights forward. He got pushed back, but then he kept churning. It's going to be really, really close. I don't think he got it. Van Alstyne was hit initially. I think it was Gunnar West that got into the backfield. It's going to depend on the spot, but he had to get to the 30. He's not to the 30. It will be Pioneer football on the 4th down. Turnover on downs. Big-time play there. Again, I think that was Gunnar West who came in and initially got a hold of him there. He got away from the guy in the backfield initially. But that will not be. Actually, it was Brendan Burton who got back there to kind of stymie Mr. Van Alstyne on the play. Easton Van Alstyne. Hand off to Hoogerhide as he looks to get that outside edge. He's got to turn it inside, gets away from Clevenger. Now across the 50-yard line, Smith giving chase. Smith hammers the ball out from behind. Shepard might have it. Big-time hustle there from Bryce Smith as he came from the backside of the play to hammer the ball out Peanut Tillman style, and it will go right back to Shepard on the first play of the drive. Bryce Smith doing his best Peanut Tillman impression there to give the Blue Jays the football back. Score remains 34-7. Shepard will get it back with 25 seconds left to go in the third quarter. Actually, no, they're going to say it was recovered by Clare. Pardon me. Alexander's back up in the gun. He's going to hand it off to Heinz. Heinz looks to get the outside edge. He's going to be brought down. Nothing happening there. And it looked like Smith had forced that fumble, but no, Clare's going to continue to roll. That will bring us to the end of the third quarter. I'm going to say Clare took over at their, own 30-yard line as I kind of write this stuff down and don't have it exactly correct, but they've now ran 2 plays. They picked up 1 first down on that big run on the far side of the field. Again, I'll give credit. Chasing him down was Bryce Smith. I thought it was a fumble recovered by Shepard, but nope, it stays Pioneer football as we head to quarter number 4. It's 34-7, Clare with the lead. With our long halftime break and all the turnovers, touchdowns in the first half, we've got all of our commercial breaks in, so we're going to keep it here for right now. Thanks some more of our great sponsors. As I said, we're coming to you from the Barbary Law Studios, built by Konwinski Construction. Thanks so much for tuning in to our Woods Household pregame show, and our Gates Drilling and Service halftime report, and our Bird All-American Grill postgame show. We will talk about the Weefrich Financial Zade Bachelder Baller of the game, along with our Bills Custom Fab fabrication of the game. But I think the Bills Custom Fab fabrication of the game is going to be the pick 6 from Jacob Halicek. When Halicek took that one to the house, that ended up being essentially the third play in a row, almost what Clare scored. Clare got a touchdown. Shepard fumbled the kickoff. Clare then scored on the first play after that, and then the first play for Shepard from scrimmage shortly after that was that pick 6. 2nd down and 7 for Clare as we start quarter number 4. They've got it just inside the Shepard 35-yard line, or say at the Shepard 35-yard line. Halicek goes in motion from the near side to the far side. It's going to be a run all the way for Alexander as he fakes the pitch. He's going to be brought down by Sam King. Also coming in to help make that play is big Braddock Payne. If you listen to the pregame show, talking with Coach Springer, that was the one guy he was really worried about out there for Shepard was big Braddock Payne, and he brought the pain on that one. 11:40 left to go in our ball game. Clare cruising up 34-0, 34 unanswered points since early in the first quarter. Again, Beale City rolling the running half in the second clock. Saginaw Novell looking like they're now handling Ithaca pretty good. Sacred Heart beat Detroit center line prep, and it looks like Traverse City West having some trouble scoring against Mount Pleasant. They just got 2 points. Handoff up the middle. It will be first down yardage for Clare. They'll be able to continue to churn some clock here in quarter number 4. Still looking to the sideline, no huddling up here for the Pioneers. Shotgun look once again for Alexander. Lined up to his right is Mason Heinz. Now he'll switch to the left side. 4 wide for Alexander. Alexander's rolling out to his left, looking to throw. He's chased. He gets away from Chris Gall. He's got time. He flings it downfield. It's going to be incomplete. A little too tall out there for Mr. Jacob Halicek. But just showing if you give us the throw, we're going to make the throw downfield, Coach Spranger and the crew, and that's just kind of the way this offense rolls. If they've got something that's going to be given to them, they're going to take it all game long. .10:42 left to go in our ball game. Now 2nd down and 10 for Clare. You see the dust on the field. That's once again baby powder coming from the student section of Shepherd. Clare coming out in the gun. Now got an official timeout here. Looks like everybody's going to head to the sideline here for a minute. Still waiting on a signal if it's an actual timeout coming from either. Yes, it will be a timeout from the Pioneers. And Traverse City West has now come back. They are on top of Mount Pleasant now, 24-18. And again, I'm looking at the NFHS network. It still does say that it's the first quarter there. So if there's anybody else that's got a better update for me, let me know about it. From what I see right here, TC West on top of Mount Pleasant. We'll continue to update you on all of those games as we close in on the end of this one. 34-7, Clare with the lead. In the gun is Alexander. Halicek goes in motion. They fake the handoff to him. Now Alexander up the middle. He's got big room. He bursts the speed. Touchdown. Woo, boy. Dane Alexander looking like he was shot out of a tube like Mario on that one as he saw the hole and absolutely blasted through it for the touchdown. Whoa, boy. What a run from Dane Alexander. We saw some amazing runs last week. This one just as electric. It's now 40-7. Clare with the lead. Miss Abby Boyd out there for the extra point for the Pioneers. It is 40-7 Clare. And as I mentioned, other scores, Novell up on Ithaca big. Sacred Heart has already bested Detroit. Centerline Prep, Beale City blasting Everett. We'll continue to update you on TC West and Mount Pleasant. It was 15-2 Mount Pleasant at the half. I just looked at the score on the NFHS network. It said that TC West was up 24-18. We're going to double check on that one after this touchdown. Penalty is declined. Clare will stay up there for the extra point. Abby Boyd ready for the kick. Alexander ready for the hold. The kick is up, and it is going to be no good off to the near side. It is 40-7. Shepherd with the lead. We'll be back with more Pioneer Blue Jay football right after this on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
Weber Brothers Sawmill has been in the sawmill and logging business since 1950. Weber Brothers Sawmill buys standing timber and logs all over central and northern Michigan with National Hardwood Lumber Association certification. You can be assured of a professional job, from the marking and cruising of your woods through the harvest. Weber Brothers Sawmill is a proud supporter of our local high school student athletes.
J&J Auto in Wademan is Mid-Michigan's elite automotive repair shop. J&J Auto offers complete collision repair and mechanical repair. Stop by on Wademan Road or call them today at 989-644-8908. J&J Auto, proud supporters of high school student athletes.
You hear the Clare band rocking. 40-7, Pioneers with the lead. I do got Garth Cornwell ready to message me back here to double check on that score from Mount Pleasant and Traverse City West. The Pioneers lead at 40-7 here on the sweet Dane Alexander touchdown run. Amount of touchdowns that young man has put up. Out there for the kick, Braden Humphrey. Here comes the kick. Off to the far side of the field. It's going to be fielded by Brady Robinson. Out to the 25, trying to get here to the near side. He's across the 30, across the 35-yard line before he's pushed out by Talon Hurt. 10:27 left to go in our ball game. Shepherd will take over. Again, you come out in the second half kind of knowing that you're not going to win this game, but there's still so much to play for. As again, Clare could very well end up hosting Shepherd in round one of the playoffs. So if you're Shepherd, again, said just still a whole lot on the line here. My main man, Garth Cornwell, said he actually left the game or whatever. He said 24-18. I've got TC West now up on Mount Pleasant. But again, that game could be, the score is sometimes a little goofy there on the NFHS. As it still said it was the first quarter there. Trying to get you that exact update. Fake the handoff to Van Alstyne. They go to Deering. Ready for it were the Pioneers. Nice tackle out there from Gunnar West. All right, and we do got the update. 15-8, Mount Pleasant still up. Big shout to Garth Cornwell for correcting that for me. Mount Pleasant up 15-8, and a shout out to Garth's daughter as well for hooking me up with that. And that was kind of one of those, I thought something was a little goofy on the scoreboard there. Man, big shout out to Garth. Jeremy Woodcock giving me all the Ithaca updates. Got Dave McKinney. Nate Bachelder, Jen Bachelder giving me updates from Beale City along with Chad Fletcher. Here comes the handoff on second down. Looking for some room up the middle is Van Alstyne. Him and Heinz are going to meet each other and kind of stand each other up. It's going to bring up third down now for Shepherd. Still some pushing, still some fighting out there. Like Galvasi coming up out of that pile as well for Clare. Clock continues to roll. 33-point lead for Clare. They've scored 40 unanswered points in this one. Shepherd got up 7-0 very early. Since then, it has been all green, all white, all the time. Clevenger Smith coming back in, checking some things out. Jacoby Polson and Anderson Sickles coming out of the game. Shout out to my buddy Jason Polson. 40-7 to count. 9:26 left to go. Clock now stopped here as they're going to mark off some penalty yardage. Should allow Shepherd to have much more manageable situation here. Still says second down over on the chain game, third down on the scoreboard here. I'm not exactly sure what down it's supposed to be, but it says second and one, or third and one. We'll find out together here. Believe it is second down. They do change it on the scoreboard. They fake it to Van Alstyne. Now they want to throw it, but we've got a flag coming in before the play. It's going to be an offsides, I think, going against Clare in the line of scrimmage. We do have a player down for the Blue Jays. Little cramp action out there for Shepherd getting stretched out. 9:16 left to go in our ball game. Clare leads it 40-7 here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. And Mount Pleasant up 15. And double checking on that score again. 15-8 or so said the score was there. That was 15-2 at the half, and so TC West getting a touchdown out there, but still looks like Mount Pleasant is in control. And so after tonight, it looks like the Oilers are going to be 7-0. The Aggies are going to be 7-0. Ooh, boy. We got two teams a chance to make some deep playoff runs. We're going to take a break here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network as they work out a little bit of cramp issues out there for the Blue Jays. Clare leads it 40-7 with 9:16 left to go in our ball game. Back with more Blue Jay Pioneer football right after this on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
Bill's Custom Fab can handle any job you need, from large-scale steel building projects to fixing your favorite stainless serving pan. Bill's Custom Fab can weld and fabricate anything. Call today at 989-772-5817 or stop by on Gover Parkway in Mount Pleasant.
Jenna Gates
and Kyle Gates here. We are the 5th generation with Gates Drilling and Service.
We've been serving our friends and neighbors in Michigan since 1893.
We have the latest and greatest well drilling technology, allowing us to put in wells where others can't.
Lake lots and tight spaces are no problem.
From our family to yours, thank you, and call at 989-772-7841 for all your well drilling and service needs.
Gates Drilling and Service, where Gates goes, water flows.
Let's head back to the action on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
Welcome back to it here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Still a player down for the Blue Jays. So again, just looks like some cramping issues out there as well as they're trying to stretch out the big man. And going to update you here on what's going down around the area. Bottom of the 4th inning, the Manners lead the Tigers 1-0 with 2 outs. Like I said, as this game is a little bit off or not, you know your boys keeping on top of everything, including that Tigers score as they play a do-or-die game here in Game 5 with the Seattle Mariners. Again, score updates. Novell up. Last I knew it was 29 or 30-7 against Ithaca. 15-8, Mount Pleasant leads TC West in that one. Sacred Heart Academy, a winner over Detroit Center Line Prep 20-12. And in Beale City, I don't know what the final was, but it was 57-0 at the half. Beale City continues their just absolute dominance after the run all the way to the state championship last year. Full house backfield. Handed off to Van Alstyne. He's going to pour ahead for 6 or 7 yards. Now under 9 minutes remaining here in the ball game. Clare got this one, or Shepherd, got this one at their own 38. I believe they picked up, one first down. So we play 3 or 4 of the drive here. Again, a little goofed up. Might not have that exactly correct as we sent it out to that timeout and had that injury break moments ago. But it's 2nd down to 4 for the Blue Jays with 8:40 left to go in our ball game. 40-7 is our score. You had 2 4-2 teams coming into this game. They both had lost to the same Jack Pine opponents. They both had bested the same Jack Pine opponents. Couple big injuries. Clare was missing Conan Weeks. Shepherd missing starting quarterback Mason Eisenberger. Donovan Hoogerheide did a great job filling in for Weeks offensively, defensively. Flegel's done a really nice job filling in for Eisenberger, but it just appears that Clare was really ready for that ground attack of Shepherd here tonight. Every yard Mason Van Alstyne has picked up seems to be after contact, and that kid is still out there running and running and running. I know after this game when I'm talking with Coach Springer, that's one of the things he's going to bring up. Man, number 4 for them, he just absolutely brought it. And speaking of bringing it for Clare, number 4 for Clare, Jacob Halicek has had himself quite the game. Our Bill's Custom Fab fabrication of the game on the pick 6. And there's Van Alstyne continuing to run hard as he bowls over a tackler for first down yardage. Shepherd will continue to move the ball downfield. They now got it at the Clare 37-yard line. And that is one thing talking about if you're Coach if you're Coach Angel, Coach Robinson, and the crew, with Flegel out there, you still want him to go out there like this is 0-0. Just go out there and learn how to play that varsity quarterback position. They're going to stay with the T backfield, or probably a full house backfield with 2 fullbacks and Van Alstyne, the deep back. He gets the handoff. Nowhere for him to go. Whole bunch of Pioneers in on that tackle. Excellent job up front. One of the young men from Clare in on that tackle was going to be Peyton Duncan, who usually we see at the center spot for Clare, doing a great job snapping the football. He's able to get in on defense here and make a play for the Pioneers. Now under 7 minutes remaining in our ball game. Clare in control, up 40-7. I'll say it again, Shepherd scored the first touchdown of the game. They got a blocked punt, took it in from 4 yards. Then they got a 4th down stop on Clare. Big-time credit to the Pioneers for staying with it, being able to bounce back. 3 wide receivers to the near side here for Flegel. He wants to throw it all the way. Slings it over. It's going to be, in and out of the hands of Smith. That's going to make it 4th down and 9 for Shepherd. I think you're going to go for it here in this situation. Flegel coming to the sideline. Charlie Robinson checking back in for him, but that was a really nice throw from Flegel. And it still says 3rd down over there. They might have changed that really quick. I thought it'd be 4th down. But again, your boy and his math, not always the greatest. Looks like it's still 3rd down over there. They just changed things really, really quick from 2nd to 3rd. Flegel trots back in with the play. Play clock winding down. Shepherd's got to come up to the line here in a hurry if they want to get this play off. Flegel in the gun. I don't think they're going to be able to snap the football here. They try and call a timeout, but the flags come out as well. 6:37 left to go in the ball game. Instead of 3rd and 9, Shepherd's going to have to try and convert a 3rd and 14 here. Big thanks going out to our sponsors: Barbary Law, Gates Drilling and Service, Bill's Custom Fab, Gates or Bird All-American Grill, Clark Modular Homes, Weefrich Financial, Woods Household Appliance, Brad Malley Well Drilling, Malley Construction, along with J&J Auto, Bulletco Pools and Spas, Konwinski Construction, Weber Brothers Sawmill. We haven't talked enough about the Weber Brothers Sawmill timber of the game tonight. We'll do that here in just a bit. Mumford Oil and Gas Supply. Need to get to that assist of the game as well. And also love to ENS Graphics, Mount Pleasant Automotive, Bryce Up to Grab, Radium Realty, Bryce Up to Grab, Joe Wentworth, Radium Realty, Robin Strussman and Associates. Throw over the middle. It's going to be caught by Charlie Robinson. Really close to 1st down yardage. It'll bring up 4th down and short. Shepherd obviously going to go for it here. Play 7 or 8 of the drive coming up for the Jays. As they try and get into the end zone here again. It's 40-7, Clare with the lead halfway through quarter number 4. Full house backfield again. Easton and Van Alstyne lined up as the deep back. 2 fullbacks in front of him. He gets the handoff. He's got first down yardage on the 4th and 2 down to the 20-yard line. Van Alstyne's probably closing in on 100 yards tonight, but probably on 30 to 35 carries. The young man has just been a workhorse out there for Coach Angel and the crew. Clock winds after they mark off first down. What was it, second or third first down there for Van Alstyne on this drive? Shepherd got the ball with 10:27 left to go. Ran a whole lot of clock here, but they moved it down the field from their own 38 down to the 20, covering a lot of real estate, brought to you by Joe Wentworth, Pradium Realty, Robin Stressman and Associates, and Bryce Updegraff, Pradium Realty. They're going to want to throw this one. Flegel rolling out to the far side. It's going to be caught by Jace Deering. He also turns it upfield, down inside the 10, down to the 6-yard line. Nice catch after the run there from Deering. It'll be first down and goal for the Blue Jays as this group continues to fight. Actually, no, they're going to say he went out of bounds on the far side as he turned it upfield. Looked like he might have picked up an extra 10 yards or so, but they're going to say the big right foot of Jace Deering stepped on that out-of-bounds line on the far side of the field. Clock will stop as he does go out of bounds. 5:25 left in our 4th quarter. Shepherd scores here. Imagine you will see an onside kick for them to try and get the ball back to continue to make this look more respectable. They hustle up to the line this time in the I formation look. Hand it off to the deep back Van Alstyne. He's got room up the middle. Stiff arms a man. Goes down to the 2, 3. Continues to fight forward. He'll be tackled at the 1. But again, big time effort out there from Van Alstyne. First down and goal for the Jays. Clock continues to roll after they mark things off here and get that first down marker set at, we'll call it the 1.5, maybe 2-yard line here. 40-7 is the score. I formation look. Eisenberger, the deep back. Anderson Sickles gets sent in motion. Hand off to Van Alstyne. He's into the end zone. Touchdown, Blue Jays. Van Alstyne's second on the night. But if you're Easton Van Alstyne, you'd have much rather had your second touchdown come in maybe the second quarter, because it's now 40-13. Pioneers with the lead. Irvin ready for the extra point for the 10. Bryce Smith out there for the hold. 40-13 is the score, but Shepherd getting on the board here late. Not a great snap. Again, it has been wet out there. Somehow Irvin gets it over the crossbar. It is 40-14. Clare still in control, but Shepherd with a nice drive from Flegel and the crew to get on the board here in the 4th quarter. There's 4:50 left to go in our ball game. Clare will take over, and we'll keep it right here. Thanks some more of our great sponsors. Again, my friends at Bill's Custom Fab. I know the Quakenbush family really, really well. Bill Quakenbush was actually my farm league baseball coach going way back in the day. So I've known them for a long, long time. They're hiring. They're looking for welders, fabricators. That's something you'd be interested in. Go check them out online. You can find a link. I don't want to say the actual job application, but to the job posting through our Facebook page, Mid-Michigan Sports Network on Facebook. You know, go to billscustomfab.net, I want to say it is. Just Google Bill's Custom Fab, their website will pop right up. Get filling that out. Get yourself a great gig there at Bill's Custom Fab. 4:50 left to go, 4th quarter. Also much love to Martinez Lawn Care, Bogwai Bang & Bradley, Powell Frame and Collision, Dick Silva Auto Sales, Brickner and Bunkner Insurance Group, Block Electric, The Diner, WW Construction, All Seasons Fireworks, Pier Plumbing, Hanging by a Thread, and GNS Mechanical. Squib kick here. It's going to go between the hands of Halicek at the 15. Now looking for room here to the near side. You're going to get up to the 35-yard line. Hard hit out there with Johnny Cole and Jacob Halicek. So Clare will take over. 4:50 or 4:42, I guess, left to go here in the ball game. And Halicek, the business end of that one, little J&J Auto Collision reporting, Weber Brothers Sawmill, Timber of the Game. We talked about a lot of the accolades. Timber of the Game is something we haven't talked a whole lot about. And coming into this game, if you would have asked me where Shepherd might have an advantage, I would have told you they'd probably be able to run the football against this Pioneer defense a little bit. And I think a lot of it has to do with Mason Eisenberger not being here tonight. But when I think about the Weber Brothers Sawmill Timber of the Game, Cage Greenfield is a name that I've called a couple times, making some big plays in the backfield. But also much love has to go out to Cooper Wiesand, Hunter Smith, Dylan Cruzcamp. You also have Hooger Hyde and Nick Sabish that come in on that defensive line. Also, Brennan Burton and Gunnar West have been great from their linebacker positions, as well as Mason Hines. And so, Weber Brothers Sawmill, Timber of the Game. Big shout out to the Weber Bros being big sponsors of what we do. I'm looking at that defensive line of Clare. Greenfield, Wiesand, Smith, Cruzcamp also out there. Hooger Hyde, Sabish, and then those linebackers, Hines, Burton, West, Galvasi, and the defensive backfield. Weeks is out tonight, so it's been Halicek, Hurd, Parker Smith. Been doing a great job. Run all the way for Galvasi. He has got nowhere to go as he's going to be brought down for a loss on the play. But if you're Clare at this point, the clock has started to move, and that is what you are looking to keep churning, is that clock. You'd love to pick up a couple first downs right here, but as long as you run a good 6-7 minutes off the clock here, you're going to feel, well, 6-7 minutes would end it. As long as you run a couple minutes off the clock here, you're going to feel pretty good. A lot of backups in there now as well for the Pioneers. And at quarterback is going to be Dalton Cruzcamp. Did see him make some big plays against Standis Sterling in cleanup time last week. Sent a man in motion, handed off on the jet sweep. Runner's going to be turned inside immediately. That was Trent Francisco looking for some running room there. It's going to bring up third down and long here for Clare. 3:45 left to go here in quarter number 4. I think really the only decision you've got here for Coach Springer, do we go to the air to pick up the first down, or do we keep it on the ground to keep the clock moving? That's essentially your decision here on this one. And again, you think, well, yeah, you're going to keep it on the ground. But then again, you got Dalton Cruzcamp, sophomore quarterback out there. Maybe you want to see how he looks throwing the football in kind of a harmless situation here as you're up big, 40-14, 3:20 left to go, fourth quarter. 4 wide for Dalton Cruzcamp. He does want to throw. He's going to have to run it immediately now as he's flushed up in the pocket. Gets blasted by Bryce Smith out there, but stays on his feet and pushes forward for first down yardage. Little J&J Auto collision report there with Bryce Smith as he absolutely blasted Cruzcamp, but he didn't wrap him up. It allowed Cruzcamp to stay on his feet. He bounced back a couple yards, but kept those feet moving. It's a first down for Dylan Cruzcamp on the run, and Clare can continue to churn that clock. Shepherd does have 3 timeouts. I do not think we will see them use them here. In the gun is Cruzcamp. It's going to be a low snap. It's going to be a run all the way here to the near side on a broken play. Cruzcamp's going to pick up 2 or 3. End of the 4th inning. Seattle leads Detroit 1-0. In other scores, Beale City winning big against Everett. Sacred Heart bested Detroit Centerline Prep Academy. Saginaw Novell besting Ithaca. Last we knew, Mount Pleasant up on TC West 15-8. Check, see if we've got any updates coming from that one. Cruzcamp bringing in the play. And a final from Beale, 64-0. Shout out to Dave McKinney from that. What a year the defending state champion Beale City Aggies are having. 4 wide for Cruzcamp. He hands this one off, trying to find some room here on the near side is the ball carrier. It's Aiden Drake, the senior, with the carry there. He's going to pick up solid yardage. It could make it 4th down and manageable here for Clare. They could definitely go for this here, and if they picked it up, they'd be able to take a knee and end it here. Actually, as I say, that's the same thing. They're switching that 2nd to 3rd down so quick on the far side. I'm waiting for it to go from 3rd to 4th down as I look up, but it's 3rd down and 2 here for Clare. Clare picks it up. That will wrap this one up. It's at our Bird All-American Grill post-game show talk about some of the accolades from this great game for both of these teams, and then we'll have some final score updates and maybe another final check-in coming from TC West and Mount Pleasant. We've got, they set an offsides against Clare, which you rarely see, but that can happen with the offensive players lining up offsides. So that's going to back them up. Instead of 3rd and 2, it's going to make it 3rd and 7. We've got 1:04 remaining in our fourth quarter. So Shepherd got up early, 7-0 on a blocked punt and a short touchdown run from Easton Van Alstyne. But Clare, what an answer. And actually, after that, Clare even had a turnover on downs after that. So a big shout out to Clare. This game definitely could have gone a different direction. But Coach Spranger, Coach Hags, and the crew, boy, what a turnaround it was after that early start that looked like Shepherd was going to have the momentum. Add in that it's homecoming night. What a great night for the Pioneer fans and the Pioneer coaching staff, and especially all of those seniors. Another broken play out there. 37 seconds left to go. We'll see what exactly the call is here. It's going to be a delay of game that'll back up Clare 5 yards. So instead of 3rd and 7, we're going to do 3rd and 12. But again, this one kind of all for naught here, as it is Shepherd trailing Clare 40-14 here in this one. And we got our Bird All-American Grill post-game show coming up as we'll put a bow on this one and look ahead to the next big 2 weeks, our final 2 weeks of the year, covering some undefeated teams or could be undefeated teams. We'll see with Traverse City West and Mount Pleasant. There is the final knee. The clock will continue to count down here. 3rd down, and well, it would be 4th down, but there won't be any timeouts coming from Shepherd, and some really good sportsmanship out there between Wes Cluley right now and Dalton Cruz Camp. Say Wes Cluley, the junior, thinks saying, I can't wait to see you guys again next year. 40-14, our final score. The Clare Pioneers best the Shepherd Blue Jays here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Back with your Bird All-American Girl postgame show right after this to put a bow on this one.
Jenna Gates.
And Kyle Gates here. We are the 5th generation with Gates Drilling and Service.
We've been serving our friends and neighbors in Michigan since 1893.
We have the latest and greatest well drilling technology, allowing us to put in wells where others can't.
Lake lots and tight spaces are no problem.
From our family to yours, thank you, and call at 989-772-7841 for all your well drilling and service needs.
Gates Drilling and Service, where Gates goes, water flows.
Bill's Custom Fab can handle any job you need, from large-scale steel building projects to fixing your favorite stainless serving pan. Bill's Custom Fab can weld and fabricate anything. Call today at 989-772-5817 or stop by on Gover Parkway in Mount Pleasant. Good luck to all of our local athletes from Bill's Custom Fab.
The Bird in downtown Mount Pleasant, open every day but Sunday for lunch and dinner. Delicious pizza, the world-famous Bird Burger, handcrafted, fresh-baked subs, many apps, and much more. There's something for everyone at The Bird in downtown Mount Pleasant, where friends gather like family. The Bird, supporting high school sports in mid-Michigan for nearly 100 years. We have all seen this sticker, maybe in Mount Pleasant, Beale City, Ithaca, or Traverse City. There is a reason you see that sticker everywhere. That's because Dick Sova Auto Sales has been selling sharp used cars and trucks for 3 generations. Stop in to see the Sova family in downtown Shepherd for your next low-mileage, immaculate car and see why they're known for over 40 years of fantastic customer service. Or you can view their inventory now at DickSovaAutoSales.com. Dick Sova Auto Sales, selling sharp used cars and trucks and supporting sharp student athletes. Powell Frame and Collision knows we all spend a lot of time looking out the windshield. So if yours gets cracked, dented, damaged, or destroyed, Powell Frame and Collision, along with their expert collision service, now offers expert auto glass replacement. Working with insurance, they can replace all makes and all models, including new advanced driver assistance system windshields. Mention you saw this ad and you can get $100 off of your windshield replacement. Powell Frame and Collision, downtown Shepherd. For over 4 decades, ENS Graphics has delivered confidence, trust, and peace of mind by providing their customers with expert service and using state-of-the-art technology. We all know in sports, what's on the inside counts the most. But when it comes to your business, school, organization, what's on the outside does matter. If your business needs anything printed, ENS Graphics can do it. If you want your club, team, organization to look good, ENS can help with that. They take your vision and make it their mission. ENS Graphics, a proud supporter of the Mid-Michigan community and their local athletes. Visit ENS Graphics at their location down in Ithaca or visit their website at esgraphics.com. ENS Graphics, printing all things physical.
Let's head back to the action on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
Welcome to the Bird All-American Grill postgame show. And oh boy, I've got a big update coming for everybody. It was 30-7, 30-7, Saginaw Novell up on Ithaca. Ithaca has stormed all the way back to tie it 30-30 with just over 4 minutes remaining in that ball game. Big shout out to Jeremy Woodcock for continuing to give me those updates. If we get any more updates from him before we go off the air, we will definitely let you know. But to kind of wind things back around, we now have two 7-0 teams on the year. Beale City absolutely blasting Everett, looking for that final score. I believe it was 57-0 was the final there. 29-8 is the final in Mount Pleasant as the Oilers best TC West. So Beale City 7-0, Traverse City West 7-0, Sacred Heart Academy a winner earlier today over Detroit Center Line Prep. They are now 4-3 on the year. Here in this one, we had Shepherd falling to 4-3, Clare moving to 5-2. Boy, we got a whole lot of playoff teams in the Mid-Michigan area. But right now it's 5-1 Ithaca, 5-1 Saginaw Novell, tied with about 4 minutes left to go in the ball game. We're going to run through our accolades here and see if we do get another update coming from Mr. Jeremy Woodcock. Think about that Zade Bachelder Baller of the Game. Brought to you by our friends at Weefrich Financial. This is a tough one here. Myself and Adam Gursky are going to talk about it here for about 30 seconds playing Zade's song, and then we'll come back. There's Zade Bachelder Baller of the Game, brought to you by our friends at Weefrich Financial.
Well, hey there, Zade. This song of love is just for you. So turn it up. Peekaboo, Zade, I see you. And we wrote a song about what you do. Like listening to music and going outside. Wearing a smile on your face so wide. Yeah. Woo!
And welcome back inside our Bird All-American Grill post-game show. And talking with Austin Shattuck and Brett Heibel. Hard not to go, Dane Alexander, for that Zade Bachelder Baller of the Game, brought to you by Weefrich Financial. But he's a junior. It's homecoming. We're giving it to the senior, Mr. Jacob Halicek. The pick six that he had really just absolutely changed this game in the first half. There was a sequence of about a minute and a half where Clare made it 27-7 just like that. It was 7-7 when about 8 minutes or so left to go when Dane Alexander took it in for a touchdown. It was an immediate fumble on the kickoff from Shepherd that gave it right back to Clare. 4 plays later, they're into the end zone. The very next play from scrimmage, it was 20-7 at that point. And then you had the pick six from Jacob Halicek that made it 27-7. And so, Weefrich Financial Baller of the Game, brought to you by our friends at Weefrich Financial. Sponsored by Zade Bachelder and Weefrich Financial, but it's supposed to be flip-flops. This is Zade Bachelder Baller of the Game, brought to you by Weefrich Financial. The senior, Mr. Jacob Halicek. Weber Brothers Salmo, Timber of the Game, I talked about it. Cage Greenfield, Cooper Wisen, Hunter Smith, Dylan Kruzkamp, Nick Sabish, Brennan Burton, Gunnar West, excellent from their defensive line and linebacker positions in this one. Just absolutely stymieing a really good rushing attack of Shepherd. And Shepherd continued to fight. Big tip of the cap to Mr. Easton Van Alstyne, who fought for every yard he got tonight, and he had a whole lot of them. Well, that's going to wrap things up here. Our final 40-14, Clare over Shepherd. Squib kick, fumble, Jackets recover the ball at the 40 with 4:41 left. And so as we knew, it is a close game with Saginaw Novell and Ithaca. I will update you on that later tonight on our Facebook page. In the next 2 weeks, we've got a pair of unbeaten teams as they look to close out the season unbeaten. Next week, Mount Pleasant, Midland. Mount Pleasant will be 7-0 in that game, looking to go 8-0. Week 9, oh boy, what a game it's going to be as Ithaca hosts Beale City. Ithaca still looking to have just one loss on that season if they can hang on to beat Saginaw Novell. And Beale City, they have been dominating. They have been rolling. They have not given up. They have not given up a meaningful touchdown all year. But our final here, 40-14, Zade Bachelder Baller of the game, brought to you by Weefridge Financial, the senior, Jacob Halicek, Chris Bachman, Adam Gursky, sign off till next week on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.